Go for
And I'm your DM. Welcome back to Visceral Adventures, where the players make plans and horribly execute them. We had quite the discussion after
This is our new arc of being slightly racist.
Slightly. There ain't
Slightly
slightly
racist.
racist.
Solid the snake. You want big save? We did not get it out of our system yet.
That was fucked. That one was fucked.
Hey, it's fine. I'm Asian. I can do it.
You being racist to me, Jordan. How dare you?
How
Don't worry, my
dare
friend
you.
Calvin's Asian, so I can do it too.
I have a lot of Asian friends. I'm allowed.
Jordan's called me more Asian than him. I'm allowed.
They get the pass. And
Like
you
a written thing.
It comes with a membership card.
I gotta pay for it.
Monthly subscription.
That's the Asian way, after all.
Damn.
I'm sorry.
Oh, but
I'm
you have to,
sorry.
but you have to
Sorry,
roll
we-
gacha mechanic
Been
to
banned from Twitch. Thank you for coming.
Oh, okay. Start time. Let's start quickly before we go off topic.
All right. In the last one,
Before the ban.
And they damn.
you guys had a skeletal battle at Ira's hometown of dead people, and through protecting a statue, it from the skeletal horde, as well as killing off the wraiths that came from the statues of Dark, the Lady of Light became the Lady of Ira, as the statue then morphed into Ira's image with blackened wings and eye veins that stem down her face, much like the same
Nice.
visage that Ira made back at El Terrell to that other statue.
Query. Why are my eyes so evil?
Why did you make them so evil?
You made them evil.
You did that.
This is a you thing.
This is from El Terrell. You did this.
No, you did this.
I don't remember.
No,
Maybe they don't have spectral eyes then. I don't know. It looks like you.
Damn.
You minus the evil eyes. Go.
Minus the evil eyes. I could have sworn that you had written them like that before, but maybe I'm misremembering, because it was
I
like
didn't write shit.
maybe it was 2 years ago, so I do not remember.
God, this campaign has
Oh,
been like
God.
most of our adult lives.
It really has been.
Right?
Can't wait.
uh,
Anyways, but you now stand in the courtyard. Ira, you feel, though you have expended yourself during this fight a decent amount, you feel oddly rejuvenated. Like your body is stronger, more solid, almost. Not that you felt like you were disassociated before, but you feel as though you're more whole somehow. And as you all stand in this courtyard, there's no remnants of decay. The skeletons that were once there are gone. And a brief look around, suddenly the statues that were once broken are now fixed. Standing fully, arms outstretched, in the same visage of Ira.
oh. Oh. Clap, 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 clap.
This is the moment we
Oh, thank you.
go down on our knees and
So,
pray.
is this what I think it is, Ira? Has the time finally come?
I don't know. I feel better, but I've been feeling quite bad for a while. Hard to say.
Fix that.
It's far too cold.
Hmm.
I can tell. Yeah.
Jesus Christ. My nipples are not hurt, are they?
Good God, I didn't understand that until now.
Okay, Tyler.
I was like,
Tyler.
what the fuck? What does that mean? Oh.
Oh.
I'm dumb.
And I want to try something.
Go ahead.
Can I fix the veil?
Give me a spell casting check. So, like your normal spell attack roll.
Modifier.
Yeah. Or yeah, sorry, not an attack roll. It is just the modifier. You don't add your proficiency to this.
Can I not take my spell attack bonus? Please.
If I
No.
pray to the Raven Queen, can I help?
I'm my own god. Can't I make my own rules?
I just go down one knee, just start praying to Ira. Like,
Get off your fucking dirty knees.
you went slow.
I mean, I'm
so slow.
already.
I mean, the thing
I'm
is
already a
that
disciple of the
you're
path,
not
whatever
you're
it's
not
called.
quite a god.
Let me do it. It's a 23.
Okay, I mean that's definitely high enough, anyways. So, as you bring your hand out, this energy coalesces from your shoulder and just kind of twirls around your arm up into your palm, and as it formulates this sphere, it almost feels heavy to your hand before you let go of it, and it floats upwards into the air very slowly, much like a balloon. And as it reaches far above this decrepit home, it unfurls into almost this net-like design that's spider-like, like a spider web coasting off to the sides. And suddenly everybody that's in here feels warm,
Oh.
very cozy to an extent.
Oh.
A much more stable living condition. And very rapidly, even in mere minutes, all the snow begins to melt. The trees that were dead, frozen, they de-thaw and fill with life. The ground itself, though still grassless like you remember, there's small tufts of greenery, more like shrubs and small patches of land that are rejuvenated.
You did it. Look at this place.
Thank you.
As you do this, a crow just sort of flies in, a raven, landing on the gate to this grove, effectively, the small arch that formulates it. That's it. Just lands there, pecking.
Has-
Well,
Have you seen it like this before, Ira?
not for a long time.
Well, I can say one thing. At least it will make it easier to find what we're looking for with the weathers being like this.
Well, specifically here. So I might be able to potentially shield us. Maybe a little bit. But
Wait, how are you feeling though? Did it take a lot? Did it take a lot out of you to do that?
I feel
Fine.
square brackets.
Square
Fine.
brackets. Alright, good. Well,
Then
before
I
any more trials
suppose
happen.
There's one last thing.
Oh, don't tell me it's
Oh.
another trial.
No. The gods have done nothing but fight and tear apart the land. And at the end, we are the ones that suffer. The people. wherever we've gone, we've seen the ripples of their choices, the trouble that it's caused. I believe we're due for a change. The age of the gods is over. The following age shall be the age of men, of people. We deserve that much.
Yeah. You're right. Don't forget, you also have Wireheart with you too. Wireheart? Wait, don't you have Wireheart? I thought.
No, that got disintegrated.
Oh,
Do you not
Oh.
remember any of this?
Oh fuck!
You
Damn
have
crap.
Tiamat with you.
Yeah.
Technically speaking.
Didn't Wireheart want to kill gods too?
Well, to be more specific, he wanted to kill Mistra.
Yeah.
Which would then end the age of magic.
Right. Damn.
Much like the spell plague that occurred in the past.
Too bad he died.
Well. So to be more specific, Mason, what you just did with the veil and everything is a stronger version of the Hallow spell. So you can effectively make it so that way this home area, because it's larger than 60 feet, you can discern types of creatures that can enter, given effects to it, and you can go through that list if you would like to differentiate it if you see fit.
Lord.
Yeah, it is a stronger spell. Whether it's holy or unholy power is your discretion. But,
Definitely holy. I don't think Ira has much evil left in her anymore.
Not until you stay with Gopher.
Yeah,
Okay, yeah.
it is,
Wait, Gopher.
it was instant casting speed. You can only do this in places of worship of yours, much like this grove. And, when doing so in a place of worship, it is instant speed for casting time instead of 24 hours, but it's only once. So you'd only be able to cast it on that area once.
Is it the permanent effect then?
Yep, it's until dispelled.
Okay, cool. Okay, yeah, so no one can be frightened, there's no darkness, it's no daylight, fuck that. It can get dark here, sure. Resistant to cold damage, because it's cold out. No vulnerability. Dead bodies
Also
are
not
dead
feel
forever.
warm.
Jesus.
Nobody can teleport in. Nobody can be feared. The silence is fun, but that's not going to happen. And why not? Everybody can understand each other in any language.
There you go.
Can you by chance tell if there's anyone else on this continent?
It's only this given area. This place is significantly bigger.
Oh, just in
it's
the area.
it's literally
Okay.
just this place.
Okay.
so if we did this in El Torel, think of an area does it cover there?
It would be 60 feet there. Because that is the size of the place of worship. Here, it's a little
Well,
different
they've
because
built
this
many
entire
times.
area is effectively the place of worship. There, 60 feet encompasses the place of worship.
If we make more Iowa statues around, can we expand it?
What if they just make little effigies?
Now look, I did discuss.
Bless 'em all.
I did discuss before that the big thing is with it is you become more powerful the more worship that you get. You may need to do some convincing to do this, but that would be feasible.
mean, how many did we get throughout the time you got together? I know I got a few for you.
Some,
Yeah.
yeah, but we're
But
not,
there-
we're not
there's
organized,
difference-
is the problem.
Yeah, the difference is not worshippers, it is places of worship. In Elturel, there's only currently one, and that was done against the place of worship's already previous design by changing the effigy that was there from a neutral one to one that was of Ira. So whether that was changed back or not, you don't know. The definitive places of worship would probably be the facility within the Unicorn Army.
Yeah, I was going to say the
That
Unicorn
base.
Army base.
That base for sure. There's
Lynn, think
the
about it.
destroyed camp of the Sparks.
Good lord, there's nobody there.
There's nobody there though, but that was where a place was formed for worship. And that's it. The one in Elturel, the Unicorn Army, and there. The Sparks location where nobody's at.
Wait, what about the one in Neverwinter?
Was one made in Neverwinter?
That was the
Yeah, that's
first
the one
one.
that I corrupted.
Oh, I'm sorry. Then you didn't do one in Elturel. You did the one in Neverwinter.
I thought
Didn't you do both?
Well, because the one that's in Elturel is the facility, the one building that has various stretching of it. The one that was outdoors, that was just kind of a public space, was the one in Neverwinter. You're correct. The one in Elturel
yeah,
is
the one he corrupted was in Neverwinter, but he created a following in Elturel.
I don't remember
Yeah.
that.
I helped a couple of people, but like that was.
Right, you
I
didn't
did
make a
the
place of
accomplishment.
worship yet.
No.
Correct.
Is Zakara a holy city?
Zakara?
It's okay.
It's holy enough, yeah. I will be
So
right
it'll
back.
Even holier.
I will be right back. You guys can deliberate. I'm grabbing my food.
What are you
Alright,
trying to do with Zakara?
You know, Zakara could become the city at the center of the church.
Yes. Lynn, think about it.
Hmm.
Ryder could be the priest.
Priest,
your-
you're gonna be my
of your-
pope.
Yeah.
You want him as your pope.
You really want him as your pope?
Does a living god require a pope?
Someone needs to to talk about your greatness and spread it.
Yeah, but surely me being alive does that already.
Yeah. But I could be like, to those who
I mean-
want to see her, must follow the path of
I
the
mean,
black.
Don't you understand what a pope does, Joe?
He does pope things. That's what he
Actually, you
does.
know what? I have an idea for you.
Oh,
Yes. Yes.
yes.
But yeah, no, you would absolutely have, there wouldn't be any reason for a pope, because you'd be doing all the pope duties.
Yeah.
As the living god.
And it's not like we're deliberating on the holy texts. I'm literally here.
He's walking on the surface. The
Simple
monks
way
with
to
the other
explain it to you,
humans.
Jordan, is and this is extremely simple. It's the Pope is basically the president of the religion of Christianity.
You could be my vice president.
Yes. I'd be the vice pope then. How about that?
Vice pope. Means you get a tinier pope hat.
Yay.
Also, the car they drive you around in isn't bulletproof, unfortunately.
Aw.
I would assume it would just be a pedestal on just like a flatbed truck. Hey, there's
No,
the
you're,
real pickup truck.
Your limo is actually the teleport helmet.
Oh. That makes sense.
Sam, do you want in around?
That makes Max my chauffeur.
He didn't say no.
I would like some McDonald's before we return home.
Yes, miss.
Yeah, go catch from the ocean.
Alright.
Close McDonald's to where we are.
I am back.
Hey.
Hi.
Hi. So,
Okay.
you're currently within these hollowed grounds. What would you like to do? It's midday.
Is that crow still there? Raven?
Yep. It's just kind of following you.
Creepy. I'll look at it.
As you look at it, you can definitely tell that it's there for a purpose.
I thank you for your lessons. And I promise I'll live up to the ideals.
It does a bird nod.
Oh,
Oh! Did that bird just nodded?
That bird just nod? And it's just still there.
it can follow us if it desires. We have things to do.
Correctamundo. So what do you all want to do?
Well, we still have to locate the dragon's heart or whatever we're looking for, right?
Cleric doesn't have a locate object prepared, does she?
If I'm standing in holy ground, can I locate an object without having the spell?
Ooh.
Sure.
It is your holy ground.
I'd say sure.
Using my vast connection to myself, I will locate the dragon heart.
So you're casting locate object?
Yes. I believe that's the only version of that spell.
I believe so. It is definitely not within, 1,000 feet? Or is it 1 mile for locate object? I may be getting the two mixed up.
1,000 feet.
It is not within 1,000 feet.
Alternatively. Never mind. Well, we know it's not here.
Does anyone know scrying?
Yes, actually.
Something, I guess.
Pretty sure. I think you can scry on an item.
Let me double check.
No. You can see and hear a particular creature you choose.
I would like to scry a dragon heart, and all you see is a beating heart inside a dragon.
No!
My God!
So that's a beating heart of a dragon.
That's a beating heart.
Why do they have so many less veins than we do?
Why is it so spacious here? It's almost like a
Triple the
brain.
amount of arteries.
It's like Ryder's brain in here.
Yeah.
Vacant.
Vacant. Missing. Lost.
So, what's our next plan? To stay in this new holy land that you created, Ira, or
Now we're gonna wait out the end of the world up here. No, we're gonna go look for the dragon heart.
I mean, what's the best way to? Where should we go from here?
south?
Yes, so you would know that up north is where Ira, your family reminds you never been up there because your kin kind of forbade it. You were never allowed to go too far up north because that would effectively reveal your location. This veil that your kin made while you were here, the people of this town, it hid it from sight from those that could not enter it. Effectively just being a very large portion of foliage or a swift tundra-like storm that kind of blocked out sight. However, what kind of illusions it could make to bypass someone's desire to investigate it, it would do. So you never went up further north because that might reveal you to the existence of the denizens of this continent. Further south is the port where people were being extracted and sent from. So down there is only the port. There's no towns or cities or anything.
Then chances are it's going to be in the north. Well, further north.
You are about halfway up the continent.
Oh.
As far as I
So-
thought, but still.
Here?
Yeah, you're where these forests are. Just about.
Fates
Oh,
Crossing.
just under Fates Crossing.
Just under Fates Crossing.
Okay. So, just continue north from here.
And there is a paved way. It's not like paved with stone, but it is paved in the snow.
Then the question is, should we take a short rest here before we go, or should we just continue going?
We could. It's 15 minutes. Half an hour. We could.
I say
It'd
we
be
should.
an hour
Let's
for a
take as
short
time
rest.
we can.
I guess the question is are we gonna get our maxes back in that short rest?
Seems unlikely.
You're what?
Our max HP.
I don't know.
If we seem like it's unlikely, we might be better just to get moving.
Which one of you is more fucked up?
77 out of my 91 new HP.
Ryder is fucked up.
Thank you, Tyler. Thank you.
Oh, you're sorry. You're bleeding everywhere. Oh no.
Are you okay? I have to ask.
To put into perspective, you're like, oh my god, you're bleeding everywhere. He's got wounds on him that are not bleeding. And they're not cauterized. He
What's wrong
just
with you?
looks
do I?
almost dead.
It's about dead.
I've been
Alright,
tasting a
I'll
little.
have to ask. Are you like half undead zombie?
I don't know, am I? I've been tasting a little blood lately in my mouth, but I thought it was normal.
What's your maximum HP? Or do you even know
95.
that?
95.
It's normal.
Hmm. And if you had to gauge roughly where you were. As
Shall-
a trained medical profession, could I take a crack at how bad he is?
Sure. Give me a medicine check.
Ooh. 29.
Let's just say that a cell phone was dialing as he is sitting at
Oh.
15 hit points.
Oh, good. I will cast heal on him.
Oh,
Does that restore lost hit points?
Heal?
Lost maximum?
Unknown.
Let me look it up. I don't think so.
Also ends blindness, deafness, and any disease affecting the target.
Ah, this is not a disease, so no.
I feel like if it's a strength of spell, this effect usually mentions it.
Well, this is just it's literally called life drain from the wraiths. It says that it will recover after a long rest.
How many times do you
That's
get tickled by a
that's
wraith?
what it is.
3 times, I think?
3 times!
Yeah.
He got hit 3 times, but he saved
So how much
twice.
HP do you have?
Okay,
Or
that's
close
better.
to my.
He got hit
Pretty
3
deserved
times,
if
but he
his max was 15.
No, he got hit twice, or he got hit 3 times, but saved twice. So his hit point maximum was not reduced, but also these wraiths fucking hit like freight trains with those attacks and kept being like
Yeah.
over 20 each hit.
Yeah. take your heal.
Oh,
And then on top of that, he got hit by skeletons a couple times. was
yeah.
was a rough go.
Well,
All right, so
we're not gonna get a long rest. I
Mm-mm.
think we should go then. I guess.
Hit the road.
Yeah.
do you guys still want to take a short
Also-
rest to heal and regain stuff, certain things, or no?
I
Yeah,
don't.
good.
Yeah.
Do I gain a slot back for short rest for stance?
I don't believe so. Actually, no, yeah, you do. Yeah, you regain your stances at short rest, and channel divinities come back on short rest as well.
That is pretty good.
I think we're still good because I still have a couple more stances I can go into still.
Yeah, we should sure. Channel divinities come back. That would be both of yours back.
Yeah.
This isn't like Baldur's Gate where you only get 2 a day, so you can take as many as there are in the day, as many
You can back up
hours.
Baldur's Gate too.
I
No,
mean,
talking about there's only 2 short rest opportunities.
yeah. In
Oh.
Baldur's Gate, you could only short rest twice before each
Yeah.
between each long rest.
I was like, no, I'm pretty confident you get your channel divinity back on his short rest.
Oh yeah, no, you definitely do.
Yeah, you only get 2 uses of it.
Only 2. But I'm pretty sure I cast Preserve Life a lot more than that.
You certainly do. That's how we're still alive in that game, in fact.
Yuri!
So we've taking short rest like crazy. And
In that honor playthrough, it's like fucking. All right, we just did a big fight. Let's long rest. Like, we're fucking push it. Anyways, but yeah, if you guys want to take a short rest,
some levels we're doing a lot better.
if you guys want to take a short rest, you can expend hit dice to regain hit points. You also get an extra D6 of Song of Rest from Ryder. And yes, people regain some stuff on short rests.
Just overzealous with these hit dice. I'm back at full health.
You know what, let's take a short rest so I can use a couple of my hit dice to
Yeah.
fully recover my new max HP.
Yes, because your maximum hit points are going to still be reduced. So. To put into perspective, Jordan,
Yes.
now that you there was a medical professional, you lost 23 maximum hit points from before. So instead of 95 or whatever you said it was, it is 72.
Oh. Tealer.
Mm-hmm.
I know I tried this before. Can I attempt to break the curse on him? Again?
No. Because
Fair enough. Sucks to be you.
it's less of a curse and more of a disdained effect to his body.
Sucks to suck.
At least you tried.
It would require higher, stronger healing magic to do. But yes, right now you cannot.
You suck.
Oh,
Have fun not knowing your HP, Jordan.
it's okay. I don't need to feel touched.
Touch.
I mean, like half the time Tyler just tells it to him anyways.
Yeah, because I
Yeah.
forget immediately. Yeah.
Alright, everybody ready to go? Everybody fully healed up?
Time to hit the road.
Time
And-
to travel by map.
You have a map?
Yeah, that's this. All right. So you cut past the veil. The moment you do, that same cold energy, or that same cold wind, especially, hits you, and you're immediately kind of just like shivering from it. Having like a sort of mobile version of this isn't really gonna be plausible for the protection side of things. You'd be able to protect specifically yourself, Ira, with this kind of magic, but that would solely eat up your ability to do so. You wouldn't be able to encompass others with it.
Yeah. I just won't even bother then.
So, getting past the veil, you find yourselves pushing through, wading through some of the forest, till you find a paved road. One that's going up the hill, and one that's going down the hill. I'm assuming you guys are going up if you're intending to go north. And that path is... The footfalls while you were traveling through the forest were very thick. The snow that seems to pile up higher and higher as you kind of ford through it made it extremely difficult and frigid to the touch. Till you make it to this paved path where the walls of the path itself are just effectively plowed snow. So you can push your way into the paved path, and as you kind of stand there now, the wind is substantially less detrimental, and the given area is more stable than what it was before. Though when you look up the given path, there is no immediate... You don't see anything beyond your field of view up there. It's just more hill as you look up at an extensive distance. What looks like it could be miles, could be dozens, or it could be just hundreds of feet. It's nearly impossible to tell with the very lackluster landscape and disconcerting distance that the path seems to lead. Making your way up this path, I'm going to need everybody to, after you reach the 1 hour mark, I'm going to need everybody to make a Constitution saving throw.
Because it's cold.
Yes. The higher you go, the colder it seems to get.
16.
16?
25.
25?
My third natural 20 of the day.
15, nat 20. Go for it.
21.
Okay. You all ford through this cold very, very well. And as you're traveling, you notice that the foliage starts to kind of dwindle more and more as well. Trees become less abundant. Shrubbery and frozen over pieces of nature become less and less as you get higher and higher. I'm going to need everybody to make another Constitution saving throw as you're continuing upwards for your second hour.
17.
15.
8.
Did you say
16.
Did you say 8?
18.
Oh, okay.
I tied with Jordan.
Okay. Again, you all make your way through this, no worse off than where you previously were, though it's getting more and more frigid the higher you go and more difficult to sustain yourselves with the heat that you're just generating. Eventually, you come to a clearing. It's like a curved off path that looks like it's a campground that was once used in the past. And within it, there's a fire pit, a few clearings of the snowy path, so that way it's easier to traverse. If you would like to stop here, you can. Otherwise, you can just keep going.
How exhausted everybody is.
That's what the con was.
We're fine.
I'm role playing.
I'm good.
We
Alright.
good.
It sounds like we
Strap you
keep
to
going.
Gopher's back if you're tired.
Yeah. We can share
Skin to
body
skin.
heat.
Oh my god.
Not wrong.
Quick, everyone. Penguin March, go! Okay. Keep on trucking. I'm gonna need everybody to make another Constitution saving throw as you reach the 3rd hour.
Ooh. Just
I
keep
imagine
getting
the
better.
DC is getting higher.
Perhaps.
I got a 24.
I'm
24.
always assuming that. I roll another 15.
15,
17 again.
17,
I tied with Jordan again.
17,
20.
20. There's a moment, Rex, where you almost feel this chill roll down your spine, but you brush it off and keep going.
That just tell me that I barely made it.
Yes, it does.
Go higher.
Give me your damn luck then.
I'm
No.
gonna fail this next one, I'm pretty sure. My con is not that
Damn.
I've
good.
gotten only pretty
By this point, at this hour of the junction, trees are gone, rocks are gone. The path itself is more plowed, and snow seems to get higher instead. The snow at this point is easily 3 feet tall as you are now traveling up this given path.
Oh,
The
great.
wind is
Good
brushing
people
off the
training.
top of it. As the wind hits the top of these large gatherings of snow, it picks up this gust and lifts it up into the air, so your field of vision is even more limited than it was before as you continue going. At this point, all sight is reduced down to about 30 feet in front of you.
So 15 for me then.
What? Why? It's not dark.
Nothing.
Oh. You don't have one eye. Now that we're at the 4th hour mark, I'm going to need everybody to make another Constitution saving throw.
Oh God, it's cold.
This is it.
Oh
This
my
is
god, I
it.
did it!
Oh, okay.
Oh, I dropped my dice.
30, 20.
Oh,
My
21.
4th natural 20.
10.
10,
It's cold.
23.
23. Ira,
21.
21. 21. Everybody else seems great. Everybody else rolled fantastic. Rex. Not Rex, Ryder.
Fuck.
Oh.
You're dead.
I was like, what?
No, Rex got a nat 20. I misspoke. Ryder, you feel fine.
I mean,
Yeah,
right. I
Oh, that's right.
Ryder, your fingers are black. I don't think you're fine.
I'm okay. I don't feel a thing. I don't even feel the code. The code never
You're
bothers me
worthless.
anyways.
I snap off one of your frozen fingers.
Ah!
Is that my finger?
I
didn't
don't
feel
think
it.
that's necessary to do that.
He doesn't need it. He can't feel it anyway.
So I can't even feel exhaustion, or we're gonna be taking damage if we fail.
Continuing on.
Before we continue, Ryder, you have that rope. Maybe we should tie a rope around you and
We all have
go
like,
for it. Just in case.
We should all rope off to each other.
Yeah, that's what I'm
Visibility
saying.
gets
Like,
worse. We're not going to be able to see anything.
True.
You could
Okay.
just get in my
Yeah.
inside my shirt.
There's another space in between those massive pecs.
Oh my god.
Ryder, I bring out the rope.
you
Okay.
do.
You guys can spend some time
Use
to
your chest
kind
there
of
like a blanket.
tie each other off to each other. It won't take that long, especially if multiple people are doing it. So you can easily huddle up, tie each other off, so that way you're in. I'm assuming one long line. Correct?
Yeah.
Who's
Yeah.
who's in the front then? The biggest question
I'll
is
say
who's in the
Gopher
front
first.
and who's in the back.
Ira's in
Me
the
and Gopher probably in the front.
front. Okay. Get
Right.
right.
Well, if you're doing
What?
one long line though, there's somebody in
Well,
front.
Okay, we're just doing it.
I'd
Do we?
have Gopher be sort of in the middle in this scenario,
Yeah.
in case someone goes off a cliff.
All right, I'll be in the front.
Yeah. Ira's in
I'll
the
go
front.
behind.
Okay.
I'm going off a cliff. I don't weigh very much, so.
Damn.
All right. So then it's Ira,
If I go
Rex,
off a cliff, I
Gopher.
won't feel it.
Oh,
Who's
no.
who's in the back between Felix or Ryder?
That's Rex.
What?
Okay,
What?
so here's how. Okay. All right, fine. It's Felix.
I'm so confused right now. What is this line?
Okay, so the line is Ira, Rex, B, Ryder, and then you.
Yeah.
Okay.
There we go. Easy. Gopher, the initiative one here.
He literally did take this.
you tie everyone off, and you continue your march. Ira, I'm gonna need you to make a perception check as you're now traveling up
at
ahead.
those.
As well as that, I'm gonna need everybody to make a Constitution saving throw as you reach the 5th hour mark.
You monster.
You are a monster.
Oh, you monster.
That's a 14 perception.
14 perception.
Ugh.
6.
6.
Yeah, 6.
6.
Also 6.
24.
24.
16.
16. Gopher.
Yep, I got a 17.
17. Felix, Ryder, and Ira all fail. This wash of the cold is starting to beat you down, especially now that it's blocking your vision, it's making sight difficult, and the constant wind that's just blowing through the air up here is freezing you to your core. Each of you gain a level of exhaustion.
Oh, I'm so tired.
Good, the bad one.
And Ryder is now starting to drag behind.
Guys, go for wait. You're walking too fast.
Hurry, Ryder! Come grab
What do you
on
mean? We're talking about normal.
Uh,
Ultimately, since everybody's tied together, Ryder is just being dragged. So it won't slow you guys down.
We've swapped places. He's in the back now.
Yeah, he's in the back now.
Ira, while you're traveling
Mm.
effectively blinded, there's one moment where there's a huge burst of wind that takes up this massive amount of snow into the air and it almost blinds you. But in that one instance, you like see something flying towards you, and you just duck underneath it. As suddenly there's this that lands to your left. It's lifted off this log that seems to have been completely encased in snow, and it just lifted it up with this burst of wind and cut across the walkway.
Right, good. That could have been me.
Give me 1 second. I'm banning a bot. There.
Oh, yeah.
They've gotten so lazy with the bots that the bot literally just said, "Best viewers on this."
What the hell?
Lazy as hell.
Not even trying anymore.
Not even
Like,
trying.
If you're gonna scam people, at least put the effort in.
It was incredible. It's so lazy. All right. Going through this clearing, I'm going to need Ira to make another perception check and everybody to make another Constitution saving throw as you're now reaching
gives
the
you-
6th level. First one just gives you
First
disadvantage
exhaustion
on ability checks. Yep. So you have disadvantage on your
Wait, we
perception.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
No, yeah, you
On
guys
any
don't have.
boss.
Yeah, disadvantage on saving throws is the third failure.
10.
Ooh, baby.
I got a 13.
I love you, dice.
12.
That is a 17 perception and a nat 20 con save.
There you go. Felix,
23.
23. Felix and Ira, the front and the semi back, are doing okay. Everybody else gets a level of exhaustion from this bitter cold. Ryder, you're now on your third, so you have disadvantage on effectively everything.
3 more and you die.
Guys, okay.
This time, Ira, as you're fording through this wind, there's a moment where you swear you almost stepped into what looked to be like a slippery path that might have just been packed snow that like caved in, or maybe something had fallen onto it that caused it to collapse. But you're fairly certain that if you were to step onto it, you might slip into the snowbank, and who knows from where thereafter. But you narrowly avoid it, and everybody kind of follows that line of path with you leading.
God. We gotta stop at some point.
After you go to this keep moving up mart, you get to a point where the wind is so bad that you can barely see in front of you, up to 10 feet of vision at this point.
Jordan, do you still have that dome?
The dome? Question mark?
The tiny hut.
Tiny
Oh.
hut.
Yes, of course I do.
Time for a teeny tiny hut.
I think it's
Yeah.
time.
Let me
Yeah.
check something.
Magic doesn't work here. You
Oh.
suck.
No, God, no. Are you fucking crazy? Let me just look up something real quick. What is the
But let's
casting
live in the
time
snow.
of Tiny Hut? It's 1 minute, right? What's it called again? Is it just called
Leoman's tiny hut.
Leomans? Thank you. I was like, what's the first word? I know it's not T. I was like, is it Otaluke's Tiny Hut?
Can we put a rider in a hamster ball?
There's a minute
Uh,
casting time.
Minute casting time. Okay. Ryder,
yes.
as you begin to start casting this, focusing on the casting is getting difficult because of how cold and frigid this place is. I'm going to need you to make a spellcasting focus check. So
Oh, okay.
you'll roll your ability modifier and add that to your roll. So your
Oh, easy.
spell ability. So charisma.
22.
22. You initially there's this burst of air that comes towards you, and you're like, oh god. But you're like, oh, it's gonna be so warm after this hut comes up. After the dome home, I'm gonna be so warm. And it kind of just
Novo.
it invigorates you to cast the spell, and you get Leoman's tiny hut up, and everybody that's in
Yes.
it feel this immediate relief of warmth.
Oh.
Immediately start a small fire.
I knock out.
You won't even need the small fire, but you can. While you're inside this tiny hut, wind does not affect you. It is of room temperature, so it is immediately like 70 degrees in here.
Ooh.
On top of that, there's no difficulty with sound. The wind's not being obnoxious to you. It's much more like it's a closed window against the wind at this point. And you are 100% safe while within this dome. Other creatures cannot enter it. You can leave it, but if Ryder ever leaves it, then the dome will close, and it's up for 8 hours. So...
Sleeping.
Immediately sleeping.
Boom. It has gotten closer to dark. It's probably sunset by this point, especially considering you're closing in on the 7th hour. But yeah. Everybody can get a long rest in if you would like, and you recover 1 level of exhaustion.
Yay.
Yay, long rest. Oh, my new max HP is back. Or my old HP is back.
Yep, you regain your maximum hit points, so Jordan, you're back up to 95 again. Right, you said 95 was your max?
He's dead.
Did.
He died.
Dead.
He froze it. He froze to death.
And the sphere is now here permanently. It's because it's just become a stone.
Quick, recast it. Days remaining before the siege is now 6.
Good. Good. Oh, it's a new day. My staff gained some charges.
Correct.
I love keeping track of this. I'm going to have to start webbing Ryder again to start getting rid of some of these. That's a lot of charges.
Doesn't it like explode if it gets too many or something?
It'll cap out at 50 naturally, but I can absorb spells with it. And if I absorb a spell that's of a higher level than I have space for, it blows up.
So you kind of have to start casting spells then.
33 charges
Out of 50?
out of 50.
Hot damn.
Oh, you're
That's fine.
halfway there.
Halfway is perfect, 'cause then I can use some stuff and feel good about it, and then I can absorb some shit and be fine.
Yep.
Ugh. Oh, as an action with the staff that doesn't cost anything, I'm gonna make Ryder tiny. I'm gonna.
Whoa.
Oh my god.
What happened?
What the fuck was that?
You good?
What happened?
I'm fine. What happened?
So you got your long rest in. You recover
Okay, nice.
1 level of exhaustion.
Nice.
So Ryder is still frostbitten, but he's no longer, like, at the bad number. Third is easily the worst, because then you progressively just get worse at your saves.
You're
Also, you're
on
tiny.
level 2 then,
Yeah.
right,
You've been
Jordan?
Yep.
reduced
Yes. I've been reduced. Why have I been reduced?
because I can for free.
Were you what?
Then you're big. Then you're small again.
Oh.
If he was enlarged, he would no longer fit in the Leoman's tiny hut, and it would
Oh
break.
shit! No, you're tiny. Tiny, only tiny.
Leoman's tiny hut is only a 20-foot dome or something. It's not very
I'm with
big.
you.
10 feet. But it also specifically states if a large creature is in the dome, it ends.
That's really funny.
A singular large creature ends the spell. Or more than 9 people.
Oh, yeah, that makes
or 9
sense.
creatures in it.
How
Runs
are
out of
we,
space.
How are we feeling? How's everybody?
Still kind of tired.
I'm
Yeah.
good to go.
God. If this gets too bad, we're done. We leave.
So how?
Fair.
Okay, then how much further should we go then, before we call quits?
Until he dies.
What?
Actually, do we
Me?
even have a diamond?
I'm fairly confident you do.
I think we bought 6
It would be
diamonds.
Ira the one who Ira would be the one with them.
I am confident that you had a bunch at some point.
If you had to quantify a bunch, how much would that be?
I think it was 3, because you had a pouch of gemstones that contained 3 diamonds and a bunch of other gemstones that you then sold off.
Perfect. Oh, great. If it comes to it, I will gentle repose Ryder's corpse. We can stick him in the bag and keep going. And then when we get back somewhere nice, I'll revive him.
I guess the better question is where do we keep going?
The only way we can.
It's what? Keep going north?
We even know where we even made it to Fate's Crossing? Have we passed it?
Because there's nothing out there we can tell where we at, because right now we might be going in circles, because there's no rocks, there's no trees.
We're on the road though, aren't we?
Correct.
The road's gone.
It's
I thought it was-
paved by like it's like a plowed road. So you're going straight. You know you definitely didn't get turned around. Some of these things that could occur to you while you were blinded might have been able to turn you around, but these ones didn't. You were able to navigate around some of them.
I must read.
Read?
Read the spell.
Read the spell.
Yeah, well,
Control weather.
Control Alt Delete the weather.
Oh, see, somebody just put the opacity too high. Here, hold on, let me lower that.
Hey, if we had Sakaris, he could, alter it. But whatever.
bad. Yeah, but I don't think you could like turn this into 80-degree weather.
No, but he could get rid of the blowing snow. I will cast Greater Restoration on Ryder to remove 1 level of exhaustion.
Oh,
All right, now you only are bad at ability checks.
yes.
It's the best you're gonna get. How's that?
Take locate object.
The level 2 spell? Yeah, I'll swap it in, why not?
It's the only thing we got to help. It's fine.
I'm keeping Gentle Repose. I am dropping, I don't know, Healing Word.
Do you want to cast detect object right now, since we made
Yeah, might
good
as well.
distance?
Casting Detect Object.
1,000 feet? No, it is not within 1,000 feet.
Good. Then, onward.
Onward. Oh,
If we don't get a. At what point do we just give up on walking and we try teleporting to the?
Or heading back
Facility.
to?
Suppose it depends on where the hell we are.
You want to give it another 2 hours? Then, if nothing, teleport.
Maybe another half day.
Maybe one more day.
Yeah, we could do one more day. We have 6 days. It's not like we have much else on the go.
Just to inform you as well, because Leoman's tiny hut lasts for 8 hours, you can
Cast it again.
yeah, so you can either do it again to make it so that way it's 11 o'clock instead of 3 a.m. Because if it's 3 a.m., it's also pitch black outside.
Damn.
We have
And
light.
it's much colder.
Right, you have light, but that would have to be a situation where you're using that. I'm just informing you that it's also still 3 a.m. So it will be colder because there won't be any sun out.
Yeah, and as soon as we wake up, the hut drops and the storm is terrible.
So, would you like to cast Leoman's Tiny Hut again, or do you want to ford through it at 3 a.m.? Because you could also just wait until, like, sun rises at 7 a.m. and then leave. You don't have to wait till 11.
I say we should wait till the sunrise. So it'll be a little bit warmer. Walking into the night, it's more hazardous for us.
true.
So we'll wait until the sun rises.
Sounds good. So, casting it again.
So we're just sitting here now for 4 hours.
Correct. Is there anything anybody would like to talk about? Anything anybody wants to do?
While I get some hands of El Terrell Truth Strip Poker.
Oh hell yeah!
On the
Wait, I
snowbank.
didn't know you know. I didn't know you knew how to play that.
Of course, I played it all the time.
Elter Strip Truth Hold'em.
I'm pretty. There's a bottom to the dome.
Yeah, probably. I don't remember. Somebody got a text.
How did you hear that?
We all heard
We
it.
all heard
We all
it.
heard it.
It's not even near my mic.
Well, we heard the vibrate, so.
Well done. But
Uh,
that was
Waiting until 7 a.m. You can then leave with the sun out, and it does not impose extra difficulties this way. DC won't be higher, and it also will be more visible.
Yippee!
Yay.
Yeah,
Time
the-
to hit the road.
Yeah. As you get to the 7th hour mark of the total journey, I need everybody to make a Constitution saving throw.
Oh. Here I go. There we go. That's better. 18.
Hey,
Oh, that's good. 17.
me too.
Okay.
19.
Okay. 19. Rex. He froze to death.
Dead.
He's dead.
He died.
Dead.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.
My
He
sweet
used
summer
banishment
child.
on himself to
I'm
go
gonna
somewhere
miss him.
warmer.
Gonna miss him.
He's fully gone.
He really did die. We'll come back to him. All of you save. So the continuous effect of the snow is really where the difficulty comes from. So taking a small respite within the tiny hut helped reduce that. The wind itself is still very detrimental, so the DC has still fluctuated here and there, but it did get reduced because you did stay within a warmish area. Basically taking a break and shelter from the wind gave your bodies
Yeah.
time to recover.
Blue screen me.
What did you... Oh, it blue screened you? Oh, no. Do you want to roll a Constitution saving throw real quick?
Sure.
Thank you.
25.
You're good. Holy shit. All of you, after that brief break within the tiny hut, are able to forge your way through the snow almost invigorated. You coast up more and more. The landscape itself almost not even changing as you're traveling. It's getting very disconcerting as the given path is not very different. But you are still moving at a very steady pace. As you get to the 8th hour mark, I need everybody to make a Constitution saving throw again.
Uh-oh.
I mean, I hope. 17.
16.
Damn it.
Not the one,
Go for it.
Ooh, a 19. For con save, right?
Correct.
Yep, 19.
19 is the only one that's saved.
Damn.
God.
As you all are getting further and further, Gopher, this is casual. You've done a lot. Your physique is very resilient. Everybody else is getting frozen to their core and gains a level of exhaustion.
The heck,
No.
baby.
I just lost my exhaustion. Oh, God, again.
Ira,
Uh,
as you're traveling up, this last pedal has been very, very arduous and very difficult. But after you take just a few more steps forward, suddenly the wind is still there, but the snow that blocks your sight is gone. And you see in front of you what looks to be like a small... Best way to describe it would be a military camp. It has barricades put up. It has a small tower that seems to be like an archer's palisade. A tent set up in base. A campfire that is the size, I guess it's more like a ritualistic pyre than a campfire, with the size and length that this fire is emanating from it. It's a landing. And when you look to your left, you see what looks to be a city. Far, far in the distance. When you look to your right, you seem to see what looks to be like a small castle palisade, like just a very quick wall, something very small and insignificant. And then beyond this military camp in front of you looks to be mountainous regions that stem even higher on this platform. But you have reached Fate's Crossing.
We did it.
Oh.
We did it.
Any heraldry on who these losers are?
You don't see anyone there.
I mean,
You
gotta
you
be
don't
the
see
Church
any
of
life.
Bahamut.
Does it though?
It'd be a fake, the Church of Bahamut.
You never know.
Well, we
Anyway,
see two
might as well.
buildings. We know one of them is where the prison is, the Church of Bahamut is.
We might as well go make our presence known. See if there's anyone even here.
I guess the better question is we should try to locate object and see if we have a direction to go from here.
You and your needy needs.
You
I'm going to
Do
tell
what?
you the answer is no.
I
I'm going to go out on a limb here and say that it's probably not within 1,000 feet.
You're probably right, but it's
Hey, Teeler,
Yes.
if I call it and that it say it's not here, and I use this spell, can I get the spell slot refunded?
No.
Then I am not going to cast anything.
All right, now let's make ourselves known. We go to the nearest building and we knock on the door.
Hello?
Well, there isn't a building at the Fates Crossing. The closest thing to the building is the palisade. The several tents that are set up are oddly not affected by the wind as you're kind of getting closer to it. Once you kind of cross this border is the best way to describe it. It's an invisible border. There's no more wind. You step into the zone and it's warm, safe. The ground itself, as you step onto it, is still solid and still snow covered and plowed again. Best way to describe it. There's no more wind, and it is a livable quarters.
Oh.
Is there anybody here?
As you approach, you look at the tower that's there. Nobody's in that palisade. Nobody's at the top of it on lookouts. Nothing. You look in a few of the tents that are here. Completely barren. All supplies taken.
But the tent is still there.
Tents are still there. You look at the major tent, the one that seems to be of a higher caliber. It's larger. It's got a more refined material to the actual tent itself. Look inside. There's a table that seems to be resting there with a chair, a couple chairs. There's nothing in here. It's completely empty.
There's anything on the table?
Nope. It is a table with a few chairs.
Look back to the group. Now what? Doesn't seem anybody here.
well, we have a choice of 3 directions.
How far away is the city? Like how far is far?
Respite City, which you wouldn't know the name of, but, well, actually, so the other thing is the only thing that seems to be here is a sign. The sign lists directions as well as names across it. There's only 2 directions that it points to, however. The left and right. Left pointing to Respite City, right pointing to Prison of Era. There's no direction that points north. Uh, judging by the distance, we'll say that you can make an estimated guess by being in the palisade and using that distance. It's going to take at least 16 hours to travel there,
Oh my god.
either
Jesus.
direction.
Both left and right. Right.
They are of equal distance from Fate's Crossing.
If I look at north, what's that direction? What's
What-
in that direction?
When you look north, you can tell that the ground continues to rise and become higher. It goes upwards into what looks to be almost like a mountainscape until there's a sudden stop. There's a flat land up above it, but you can't see what's up there from your angle. You would have to climb up there to see it.
So we gotta climb up to a mountain to see this flat land,
Correct.
or potentially see anything up there.
Correct.
I was trying to deduce where one might keep a priceless relic like this and trying to rule out some of the options. But the more I think about it, the more I think it could be any three of them. So, yeah.
I'm going to assume that the prison is probably the prison from the Church of Bahamut.
Mm-hmm.
So, I would assume that. Did you ever know of this city?
No.
How much do we want to bet that they also built the city?
Of the church?
Yeah.
Surely they would have said something about it then.
As a brief mention, for remembering's sake, the only people that know about this northern continent is the Church of Bahamut, and it was kept a secret in order to hide its presence from the cult.
You have sending.
Which, most
Does-
likely
does-
didn't work.
Does anyone here have sending?
Jordan would be
I
the
do.
only one.
Yep, I do.
You want to call up the John Pope and ask him what the city is and see if he has any idea?
Okay.
John Poltman, we have a question. Please answer my call.
Alright, so just asking about the city that's up north of.
Yeah,
How, you gonna
Respite
explain- how am I?
City.
Westman City. Okay. I mean, I guess I don't have to really say much. Hello, sir. Would you know about the city? Westport City. And you said you want me to ask if he built it or no? If they built it?
Just if he knows what it is.
Okay. Then there we go. That's it, Tyler.
Do you know about Respite City?
Yes.
Hmm. Uh, you get no response.
I'm not getting a call back.
You can tell, because that's based off how the spell works, that the message was sent and it was received, but there is no response.
He's not spawning back. That motherfucker knows something.
That's ominous.
Mm-mm.
Fuck.
Very ominous.
Hmm.
Hmm.
Hmm. Taylor, buddy.
Yes.
John Boatman hasn't been replaced by a plant, has he?
Has it been replaced by a plant?
He's not a fake.
Oh, that kind of plant. I was thinking of an actual plant.
Potted plant.
I was like, the fuck? What a weird question to ask. From your interactions with him, from how he's acted, the way he's acted, and what he has shown you, you feel that he is 100% genuine. I'm confident that with the interactions that you would have had, especially at the barn, the questions that were being asked before at Tian, the communal with Bahamut, those 3 key interactions with him, I am safe and confident in stating that you know that he is genuine.
Why? Why? Something isn't adding up.
Maybe just something he doesn't want to tell us.
Which looks populated, the prison or the city?
Well, so it says Prison of Era on the sign. When you look over there, it's significantly too small to be a prison. If it were a prison, it could house maybe 10 people. Maybe. Respite City, though there are lights there, you don't see people. Granted, it's several miles away. Be very difficult to see people in general.
Hey, Gopher, do you have a telescope?
Funny enough, he had one, and then he threw it into the water.
Yes, that's why I asked. Because I remember this. I hope he remembered it. I look around the camp, see if I can find a telescope.
There is.
Just maybe lucky. Somebody forgot about it.
There is nothing here. There's no food. There's no supplies. There's no bedrolls. The only things that are here are the pegged-in tents, the lit pyre, and the palisade. And a table with 2 chairs.
I'm gonna
Give
take
me...
a wild guess.
Rex, with that, though, while searching, give me an investigation check.
$16.
16. You can tell that while there's nothing here, that's exactly it. There's nothing here. This place hasn't been touched in a very long time. Looking at the table that's there, the chairs that are there that are left, there's this thick coating of dust that is over the top of it.
How is there dust?
There's no air, stale air, or there's no wind, stale air, no interactions.
It'd more be likely be snow than dust in this area.
That's the thing.
You've never heard of snust?
Snust.
And you need
That's
dirt
snust.
and human and
Hey, Ira.
animals of hair to create dust.
Yes.
Alright, well, there's a coating of snust, then.
Dick snust.
When's the last time you left this island again?
Like a month before I ran into all of you.
It was a little longer than just a month, though.
2 months.
I'm thinking it was closer to, honestly, because by the time you left, you procured a boat, ended up at, because you were of a crew by yourself, so you effectively ended up at the Lost Peaks, was rummaging through that, ended up in the dwarven town south of Lost Peaks, where you then went to Neverwinter, and then caught a ride to Dragonspear.
Caught a ride is absolutely to put you in prison for assaulting an officer.
But the ride got you to.
The ride got you there. It's probably been 6 months.
Long time. Ages. But I never came this far north. I didn't know there was anyone else here.
As far as you know, you were told that you were the only occupants here.
And as far as we can tell, I still think that might be true.
I don't believe so, because I highly doubt you alone can make this passade.
No, that's not what I meant. There might physically be no one else here.
Well, we know the prisoners are kept here alive. He did state that they were alive. That they were here. The question now is that city the prison? Or part of it? The real bad ones they have trouble with are in that one over there.
Well,
Oh, it's hard to say because
Actually, you know what? Can I roll a history check?
To ascertain what?
Is the prison of Era the front door to my favorite place?
You would not know either way, because you did not know the facility you did not know the name of the facility you were in.
But
You know what it looks like. That's true. You would not need a history check then. At least I don't think you would. The prison of Era is the facility that you came from.
Good.
You
good.
know that the space that you came out of was through an elevator shaft that brought you up into this enclosed, almost iron-like gate that was forcibly opened by your ally that rushed through, the man with the wide-brimmed hat. Pushed his way
So
effectively through
All right,
the...
never mind. Now
so
they're gonna be
you're the
That's-
bad one.
What? Anyways, go ahead, Felix.
So actually, now that I look at that more, fuck. The town of Respite, the city of Respite, is the Bahamut prison.
then who's in the prison of Era?
That's where where all the children, including me, were taken by the cult.
Hmm.
So if we're gonna keep walking, our best bet is to walk to the city.
You. Hmm.
Because I can teleport us to the over there.
If someone would like, they can make a intelligence check to connect a few dots.
Thoughts have already been forming based on what the Raven Queen said and based on what the fuck is going on up here. I am thoroughly displeased.
What did you say?
An intelligence,
Uh,
just a flat intelligence check.
I can't do it, but I would, because I feel like myself as a player, I think I'm missing something here. Like
That's
you
where
guys
this
got
would.
something,
That's
like,
where this would be.
fuck.
Is this would be like a way to help kind of give you a hint as to what it is that Felix said something just a second ago that is severe and important of note.
Oh,
Yeah,
I
I'm
mean,
trying to connect.
It's either they either repurpose that building for the prison, or their strategy did not work fucking at all.
There's a third option.
And that the Bob's never been on our side.
No, he hasn't. And the Raven Queen said as much.
Pope army not in
El Terrell?
El Toro.
Not yet. They will arrive the 2 days before the siege.
They're not going to be there to help.
They're gonna the ones started.
They're going to open the doors.
That'll be a major problem. Do we need to get back? So we need to
Do we?
we need to abandon this mission
It
of
doesn't
getting.
matter. We've lost.
There has to be something we can do.
I don't know if there is.
What if we play? What if we just play along that we don't know,
I mean,
and then we let them in, but then we do something inside?
We can't fight an army. Because they were sending quite a force, weren't they?
Judging by the force list on on the siege list, they have effectively 6 armies that are being a part of it.
Good
Let
God.
me double check, but I remember they had quite the substantial force that they were bringing. Give me 1 second.
how much do you want to bet they've promised him his wife back?
You have. Oh, they have 4 armies. Oh wait, nope, Bahamut Battalion. That's the one that I'm looking at, not the Unicorn Army. Bahamut Battalion 1, 2, 3, and the Bahamut Royals. The Bahamut Battalions are one of the strongest forces that is part of your army.
You got the city clear of civilians.
Correct.
Do we abandon El Terrell?
We might have to.
For Zakara?
The main base? Maybe. I guess the question is, how do we stop those coming to El Terrell?
I don't think we do. I'm not sure that's in our wheelhouse.
So we just sacrifice the potential people from Neverwinter and the armies from Dragonspear?
They're on route, or are they already there?
They're already there.
Dragon Spears.
Actually, yeah, Dragonspears is already.
Dragon Spears is already there. The forces from Neverwinter are arriving the day before because they have to go by boat. Yeah. And then
We might be able to get
the
okay, Neverwinter might be able to change course.
the forces from Greenest are still are on their way as well. Or no, they're there as well already.
So we got Dragon Spear, Greenest Army at El Terrell right now.
And the forces that are currently there.
There's a table here, you said?
There is a table, yes.
I'm gonna conjure a knife and carve a splint out of it for a teleport memento.
Understandable.
We have a conversation to go have with Vaughn.
Yeah.
It's something
We
you
have
can't
the sending
avoid.
stone. We can have it with him from here.
Oh yeah, we do have that. Okay, call him up, put him on speaker. This is probably the most important call of our lives.
Of more than just your lives.
Yeah, a lot of lives.
I'll punch in his phone number. Beep 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 beep.
It
Why? You like to have it
spins on the
speed
table.
dial. Just pull out the crystal
That's what he's doing.
from his hand.
The
That's
number
what he's
you
doing.
have dialed has long distance charges applied. Do you wish? Yes, of course I accept.
Fuck it! Take my money! Okay. So, you place the crystal onto the table. We'll just assume that this is how he can do speaker.
Oh, we told him about Quinn too, didn't we?
Yeah.
What, the Pope?
Yeah.
We didn't
Uh-oh.
mention where she is, though.
Didn't we tell him she was in Mechanus?
No, we did not. We did not tell the location.
I mean, realistically, she's still probably the safest there anyway.
The location, we told him, he was definitely informed of her. Location, I'm pretty sure we only told Vaughn.
Yeah.
Vaughn,
If I recall,
darling.
the mention of Quinn was the furthest that that conversation even went to. I don't believe it was mentioned, or it was mentioned that she was the fragment, effectively, the last piece from when Vaughn's wife died, that it was passed down to her from Bahamut's choice. But you did not divulge where she was. It's just that she's safe and away from
This
the
is
war.
why that piece of shit was sad when we first met him, and I rolled that insight check. I get it now. Grr. Grr. GG, Tyler. I did not see this coming. Fuck you. Vaughn.
So yeah, Vaughn picks up.
Oh. Hey. Hey, Vaughn. So funny. We're gonna cut the bullshit. We've been betrayed.
We've been deceived.
By who?
The Pope has been with the cult the entire time.
His lordship has.
Yes.
Then what are we to do? What is the next step?
At this point, we're gonna contact our allies going, who are still coming, and divert them. I think we just sacrifice the city. Get the heart of the city and as many troops as we can out. The same way we got the civilians out.
But then... Alright. It makes the most sense, like you're saying, that we need to effectively regroup, right? Under the veil,
Yeah.
since under the idea that we're still in this siege for now. until the troops show up, and then we're already gone, sort of deal, right? We're sacrificing the city.
Yeah.
The problem is that without a facility that we can substantially utilize as a operations, we can't initiate a counterstrike against the cult. What are we going to do if we can't return fire? They take the city. Now they are in control of it. Where they're held up now couldn't possibly be as reinforced as this.
Well, it's only reinforced because of the heart, correct?
You're talking about the home crystal that rejuvenates the walls.
Yeah.
Extracting that is impossible. That was there when we forged the city.
Impossible in as it collapses impossible?
Impossible that we cannot remove it from the city. I don't know how it was forged initially, but it's been here for centuries. People that fabricated it.
Me. Well, we know what's powering it. We know it's a piece of Primus.
Correct.
We just ask him to turn it off.
Well, no, I think we tell him where it is. Tell him he needs to get it.
My
I
concern
think we go
isn't.
back.
My concern
We
isn't
look
that
at
we
it, we
will.
try to see if we can figure out a way to get it open and at least get the power out.
Even if we give up the crystal to Primus, the shard of Mechanus to Primus, and it's devoid of power, that's not going to hurt the cult. It only removes power from us. And we're already hurting in that regard against the cult.
Then we trap the city.
We let them in.
So we leave the doors wide open. If we can't figure out a way to trap it without sacrifices, we let people volunteer for it.
We lock them in and we burn them.
Burn them.
And
That likely. Well,
Fuck,
actually.
no, I mean, kill them.
no, right.
Explode them.
That
You do
might.
have the sparks there.
Correct.
yeah, I think we can. Combination of all the things can happen.
But this is going to be a full-scale attack from the cult. They're going to have Rezmir. They're going to have their full forces. If they suspect that we're just giving in, they're likely not going to advance. We still have to put on the portrayal that we're defending the city. What if we have the siege? We wage war against them. And as poorly as I can state, once we are betrayed, in that moment we become discouraged. We become disorganized and flee, do what we need to, escape. Like you said, Felix, there's going to be sacrifices that are going to be made. But this is the best way to at least give the appearance that we've been bested, that we were outwitted. But we don't inform the church's people.
If we do this, we're going to lose the siege, and we're going to lose our only standing force.
Yeah, there's.
You're right.
And I suspect they're going to make their actual play during the siege as well.
No, you're right. You're right.
The siege is lost.
Damn it.
And unfortunately, too many of our secrets with it.
We have to assume they know everything.
How do you know his lordship is going to be betraying us?
You remember how when we first met, and how I've been through similar processes to you?
Correct. The experiments.
We are about 16 miles from the facility, on the very land the cult said they kept secret to protect it from the cult.
You're that close. And
We are in the frozen north.
It's a place that the church has kept secret. The northern continent, right?
And they've kept it secret from most of their members too. Which the only... He's been one the entire time.
Then you're right. The siege is lost. And with it, our standing is too. We've lost our footing. Doesn't mean the war is lost, but it does mean that we are on an extreme decline.
This battle is lost. The war... We must retreat to win the war.
Where do we retreat to? We send people back to Dragonspear. We send people back to their locations. But what then? We're still segmented. Who's to say that after...
Soldiers of Elturel, let's head to Zakar. This is the next best, most fortified city I can think of, and the best access to areas for us.
The biggest problem that I have is Zakara, Dragonspear, Neverwinter. These cities are substantially smaller than Elturel. Our forces that stay there are not going to be as fortified. We're going to be stripped for supplies, as well as disjointed. We can bring the forces from Elturel to Zakara, yes, but Zakara is not a siegeable location. It's not a place that can undergo siege. And the way that the cult is right now, they could march from Elturel to Dragonspear. while Dragon Spear is at least powerful, they'll lose a number of forces due to its nature of Dragon Spear. The way that they have it, they'll be able to breach the hull. And they'll claim Dragon Spear. From Dragon Spear, they can claim Waterdeep. From Waterdeep, they can claim Neverwinter. And they can stem from all of those reaches till they take the entire eastern continent.
Then I suppose there's only one path left for us. And I look to Felix.
How many? I double checking quick. How many people? It doesn't have a limit. They just have to be within 60 feet of me.
Correct. It's everyone within 60 feet. There is no choice of people. It is 60 feet around you.
Oh, okay. We gather our closest allies.
Everyone who we consider valuable.
We meet in a location. And we all retain our memories.
You're
I can
talking.
shift us years into the past. From
You're
this-
talking about.
From the point I do
Primus.
it all the way to my birth.
And this will all play out again. But this time we know.
How much will change if we go back that far? What's a stable position that we should go back on? You're talking about going back to your birth, Felix, but that's decades ago. If we go back to even just 2 years, things can change drastically. You all would have never
Correct.
met, so on and so forth. How do we depict the proper point of travel? Because decades ago, his lordship's partner was still alive.
He still is.
Correct.
Vaughn's wife is still alive. Bahamut's chosen are different. I said Vaughn's wife. My wife is still alive. I'm dumb.
Vaughn talks about himself in the third person now.
My wife, my daughter are still alive.
Correct. This is why I have the power to do that.
Right, but
I think we decide once we are together.
I think his point is if we wind it back too far,
Yes.
we won't have a basis on anything going on.
I know.
We've lost our only shot to win.
so okay, but you're saying that we'll depict where we go once we gather everyone.
Yes, we need to gather our. We need.
And it shan't be right away either. We're still missing a key part of this. I believe the best place to wait for the end of the world is Lew's Bridge. Something on that isle is going to happen during the siege.
You're correct. I think we create our list here, though, now.
Okay,
Hate to hear it, but
I am getting a piece of paper for a list.
um
I'm waiting
so
for
I'm
him to
putting
say he's
down-
back.
I'm here.
Perfect.
I've been here. It's going on the back of Ira's character sheet.
it's an ample place for it.
So I've got us. Us being the collective of us as players. I've got Vaughn. I've got Quinn. I've got the Mistress.
So here's a difficult thing to make note of. Quinn is like 12. If you go back more than 12 years, she ceases to exist. Therefore, she will not retain anything. It has to be from the youngest person. Correct. It has to be from the youngest person furthest back.
No, us and Zacchaeus.
So in reality, Rex is the youngest at 21. Correct?
Oh yeah, he's young right now.
Or 22 now.
Actually, I think we're the same. Me and him are the same age.
Okay.
Well,
Okay.
surely if we went back though, it would be whatever his actual age was, right? Because his age was altered.
Right. No, it was fixed before. His age was fixed now.
Oh right, because he was like fucking 15.
Yeah, he turned like 50. He was like a teenager. He's good now. He got a lesser restoration and it fixed him.
Right. I feel like I'm missing a dragon. Or a couple.
What do you have?
We have the Mistress.
Mm-hmm.
The Maven.
Oh, the Maven. Right.
Grand
The other
Maven.
M word. Oh,
we got
us,
the Hag.
Zacchaeus, and
The Night Hag.
Jacqueline.
Jacqueline. Yep.
Jacqueline.
Who was named Jinx.
Night Hag.
Grab Randall at that with the. If we're going.
Yep.
Go
Randall.
all the way back.
Oh my god.
I mean, I honestly, because the Black
Can
Hand are
Tiamat-
here at the siege, right?
Hmm?
The Black Hand are here, correct? For the siege, or the Zentarum? Are we working with them?
The Harpers? Zentarum? I've never introduced the Zentarum in this game.
Wasn't a halfling from them?
Which halfling? Talking about the Sparks?
No, the one we that we saved her on the. She wasn't part of the big caravan, but she got.
Oh,
By the-
right.
Didn't you say she was Zentarum, or the Black Hand?
Yeah, right. I completely forgot about them. They were not going to be at the war.
Oh, okay.
We interacted with them so little that they basically disappeared.
The Sparks leader.
Yes.
Sparks leader, our friend from the former Spark.
The guy who made the bomb.
Yeah.
Yep.
Bomb guy. That's his name now. I'll ring up Tiamat right now too. Ring ring. Ring ring.
Oh yeah.
Ring,
we
ring.
would-
Ring ring. Ring ring.
Onthar,
Need.
Leosin.
Yeah, he's the 3 leaders here.
Yep.
Can Tiamat still show up as
As a physical entity.
yeah, her elemental?
Yep.
I mean, she's
Enough
in your
that she'd be
contact.
considered.
Surely it counts though, right? Because that would be an aspect of her, so she would remember. We go to the
Yes.
Nine Hells real quick.
Well, so here's the thing: is that it would still count. I'm just gonna rule it as you, because yeah, ultimately, worst case scenario is you just take everybody to hell and then you do it there, right? It doesn't change anything; it just changes the location. We'll go with the fact that since she could have the manifestation that was oh my god, Zalusk Willow? No, the fuck was his name? Saoirse
With
Willows.
the wild heart.
Saoirse.
Saoirse. Saoirse was the elemental figure that was Tiamat. It was the embodiment of her.
The sisters Gildelda and Goldelda.
Oh my god.
Shren?
Dragon.
No.
Shren? That guy?
My elf buddy from the village.
What is it? He
He's
doesn't know fuck all. Alright, I'll put him
No,
down
he-
anyway.
He's an owl. He likes Ryder at least.
Are you gonna put the bard that you talked to of the College of Whispers inside the fucking library at that point?
Right. Oh,
The one that told you to never return because you told him that you were cursed.
Right.
Whispers, dude.
yeah.
That area is gone now, by the way. But I'm gonna tell you now, if you actually went back there, you would have been ambushed. Just letting you know. Like,
Oh, by
Uh,
him or other people?
him and about 5 other people. So,
Oh.
if I were to call on the Raven Queen, would she answer?
oh man.
Alright.
Like, surely she gets the gravity of all this.
I got one more. Oh, I got 2 more people, Tyler.
Yeah, but the more people you
After
bring,
you ask-
how much is it gonna still change, right? That's the question.
Well, no, my main concern is that she does exactly what she did normally, but her and Ira don't have this back and forth forever, and she just helps Ira straight off the bat.
Ah, I could see that. I can get behind that. Yeah.
Definitely, yeah.
Go ahead.
We bring mom and dad.
Raven Queen.
I mean,
Mama, Papa,
Gopher's
Gurk.
parents.
Mama, Papa, Gopher.
I mean, they'll be there. Actually, all the residents of Blue Bridge will.
All of Lou's Bridge.
Do we want?
Yeah,
Do
can
we
we bring
want to
all of Blue's
imbue
Bridge?
them with the knowledge of apocalypse?
We're
Uh,
going.
the Unicorn Army.
We're going to. There's no.
Ooh,
there's
yeah.
no doubt.
The Unicorn Army is gonna be huge.
Alright, Tyler.
Yeah.
How about that one big lady that attacked me in like in the beginning? That.
Oh,
bitch?
Olga.
Yeah.
Olga.
Olga.
Yeah,
Isn't
naturally,
she
it has to be
too?
her, right? What about
Yeah.
the?
Squire. The.
No, fuck him.
The lackey.
What? Lackey. Yes, Tyler. Yes.
That guy was a piece of shit.
What? He was fine.
What? Undine? Was that her name?
Oh, the
Fish lady.
the fish man that was
Oh,
at
yeah, we
Man.
get those 2. We get the people from that helped us in Zakara.
yeah, the two people there, because Undine was the man, the librarian, and it was, I don't remember if you guys actually ever got her name. I feel like I said it at some point, but I completely forgot what it was. Basically the right hand to the Ash River family, the cleric.
And then all the 5 other blades were all at the Emerald.
Oh
right.
yeah, yep, the 5 other sentient swordsmen.
Them. And I think that's it.
How was Zalusk corrupted?
Zalusk got
Yes.
corrupted by being held by the 7th one, because Rex is the 6th. The 7th one got corrupted via the cult, so they're dead.
Okay. So. yeah,
Technically
I guess it was
speaking-
put down the-
Technically speaking, Zalusk and Zatan will now also have the information because they're sentient.
So
So Zalusk might not get corrupted anymore.
the 7th.
What
So-
are the titles of the sword people? The 5 blades of what?
The titles of because it's supposed to be 7 swordsmen.
Yeah.
They're supposed to be the 7 sentient swordsmen, but there's only 6 because there's those 5 and then Rex. So it's still the sentient swordsman as the titles.
Okay. So, I'll go down the list from the top. We have us as a collective with Zakaris and Jacqueline. We have Vaughn. Quinn as a maybe, as she might be dead or unalive. A fetus.
Who?
The mistress. Quinn.
Oh, Quinn, right?
The mistress, the maven. Our night hag friend, who will not be cursing Gopher. Randall. The leader of the Sparks. The guy who made the bomb. Omthar and Leosin. Tiamat. Gildelda and Goldelda. Shren. The College of Whispers dude. The Raven Queen. Gopher's parents. The
Yes.
Unicorn Army. Olga. Undine and the Ash River right hand. The 6 sentient swordsmen. Zalusk and Zatan. there anybody else?
Now, what about the lackey?
Yeah, fine. I'll put down the lackey.
Wait. How old is he, Tyler?
He's like 15.
Hmm.
The other thing is too is that there is oh my god, what's his name from Greenest? The mayor of Greenest. That's an option because there was the attack on Greenest. There is the old tribe leader before Gildelda took the
Oh yeah.
there's that guy. There is the halfling that was the cult member. The not Fen. Oh my god, let me get the book. I'm losing my mind. Horde of Dragon Queen. The one that Ryder fell in love with, not Margaret. Not the other one. The
Dead wife.
not Dead Wife. The other one that you guys took back from hell.
Oh, Furlong.
Frulam, thank you.
Yes.
Furlong Mondoth.
Oh my god.
We should bring her.
Oh, definitely. With all the people we're bringing now, we've cut out like everything that the cult did that we countered the entire campaign.
Should we get the oddman?
Yeah.
Who?
I'm like 99% sure he's dead.
Oh, he's 100% dead. I can guarantee you. Basically, my thought process: if you guys ever went back to Greenest and like explored Greenest, his panther would have shown up holding Leosin's like signature, or not Leosin, Theodman's signature.
Oh,
Oh. So you say I can get his panther?
The panther can come.
Yes.
okay.
No,
I already
the
forgot the
panther?
Oddman.
Oddman.
The Oddman's Panther.
What? What are you doing?
Why is this panther? This panther's got the fucking
Do we know a
knowledge.
strong enough druid who can awaken the panther?
Zacchaeus is your closest bet.
Zacchaeus.
Oh yeah, Zacchaeus could do it.
But
And then we
might be able to
formatted
do it.
everything.
What plan do you guys are doing?
Rewriting history.
You also could do Alexander, the wizard from the
He's
tower.
older than- Oh yeah, definitely.
Oh yeah, he's not one of the 3 leaders. I forgot about.
Nope, he is just the high wizard.
We're gonna definitely need him.
There's View as well.
I think we.
I'm just listing
I don't
characters.
know if we can get to view.
That's a good point because
We don't
he's
even know where he went.
yeah, he left to go because you guys were telling him about the
He went to
Myconids
the
in the
Underdark.
Underdark.
That's the
Yeah,
last
there's
we
no
got.
there's no shot you guys will find him.
So, what kind of list is this?
So
It is a list of people who are, if they are in close proximity to Mr. Felix, when he uses the last ability of his staff, that they retain all of their memories and knowledge about events that have transpired as we rewind the clock.
yeah, so
And this will be our only way of fighting against the cult of the
We-
siege.
To see it coming, to give us a more advantage.
Because as it
Yeah.
stands right now, we've lost.
Yeah.
Because of the Pope.
We
So-
told them everything, thinking that he was on the level, and then it turns out that he was actually not with us at all. So they know everything about our defense.
So Mason,
How about people in
do you
mechanics?
remember? Do you remember like a year and a half ago? If you're like, so how do you think the campaign's gonna go? I'm like, well, I know for a fact that right now the way that it's going is that Max is going to have to use the rewind power.
Oh yeah, no, that's been in the back of my mind since that conversation.
I mean, do you want some insight, Tyler?
You were gonna do it regardless.
I Me and Mason have been talking about like this has got to be part of the campaign for.
Yeah,
like,
there's like we
ever since I
decided
bought it.
that there was no reason you should fucking give this to us unless you think we actually need it. So
The two of us have been formulating plans like mad.
So then, if we weren't back time, then will I lose the ability to own?
Zatan?
Sword?
Zulusk?
no,
Zalusk.
I'm pretty sure
You
everything's
shouldn't.
just supposed to be the same.
because Zalusk will remember that you were in possession of him, so he will just, I assume, allow you.
Yeah, there's gonna be a lot that occurs. Depending on it, also 100% depends on how far back you go, because you could go back to like before the green attack, and that's it. You could go back to before the Pope's wife died, which was like 2 decades ago.
Yeah.
You could
We decided this once we've gathered everyone.
Yeah, you could go back to before you learn about the siege, which was back at what? The orcs camp with Zakaris?
Oh damn.
My only concern is
Then
that if we
one
wind it back
Zulus.
that far to bring back these people who died and set the world on the path that is now, when we get back to this point, things are too different and we've already lost our advantage.
Correct. Yeah. We'll do this discussion after we gather everyone.
Because basically you're gonna be able to gather the people. That's not the hard part. The point that you wanted to teleport to is obviously the longest discussion you're gonna ever have in D&D. The other bit is when do you go back? Because you mentioned something about wanting to see what happens with the island during the siege, correct?
Yeah, they're up to something. We know that there's other shit going on behind the scenes, but we need to know what they're actually doing.
So do the siege first and see.
We're not going to be there. We're going to
Oh.
be waiting.
Yeah.
We're going to be waiting and lose
We're
bridge to
leaving-
watch.
We're gonna be leaving those soldiers essentially leaderless.
Because
for
it doesn't matter. We
surround
lose
them.
anyway.
I mean, yeah.
And they're not,
Do it.
and none of them are going to be the ones that get taken with the spell. So
We're taking our highest priority people.
Apparently it's
Zakaris
a
doesn't
very
have to
long
make a
shift.
deal with Maximilian.
Zalusk can save his previous owner.
oh god, yeah, no. When did Zakaris make that deal with Maximilian?
That was after he was resurrected as a revenant.
Yeah,
He'd be free.
it depends on how far back you go.
Yeah. So
Oh my god.
are you gonna have us role playing, gathering them all, or can we just do that?
We're just gonna assume that happens. Fuck that.
We have enough powerful people here that I'm sure some of them could just.
There's
yeah,
there's
you
more
have
there's
Primus?
more than enough words that you can't bring Primus. Primus is effectively always a part of it. He's an almighty time entity that has seen every possibility that could potentially have happened to this point.
All right.
He just can never divulge any of that because then that breaks the clause of his power, and therefore he would cease to exist. And a new Primus would get made, one that is hopefully, quote unquote, hopefully, of a stronger will.
Good God.
How
Plus
big's the
staff,
list?
have the staff. There's a connection to him.
Yeah. So he's gonna be aware that time is going backwards. And he's gonna remember this conversation. And the
He's
world...
impartial anyway.
Here's
Yeah.
the question.
He's
my
impartial.
question.
Yes.
What's gonna happen to the gem dragons watching? We're not bringing, but
They're gonna have a weird video. Like, I don't remember giving this person a crystal watch.
Yeah, it's weird. It's gonna be... Look, once you guys go back, I'm telling you this now, that's the end of the session, and we're gonna fucking figure some shit out.
Also, the
That would
magical
be a good
cat.
point in the session right
The
now.
magical cat.
We need the magical cat
Oh.
and its deck of many things, because that's how we got rid of Wildheart.
Damn.
Yes. Oh,
Also, that's where I got my staff, which I'm sure is going to be fucking needed at the end.
Use the
So-
staff. Go back in time and get the
Tapped
staff
into
again so you can use
I
it.
can't get my staff.
Magical cat.
Yeah.
Ultimately, of the gem dragons, only the one that gave a piece of himself to Ryder is going to actually know. All
Not the
he'll,
one that
Oh,
touched
yeah.
my staff.
not the one that touched your staff.
That's fine.
He's gonna see like, oh, redo. Here we go
Yeah,
again.
and then he's gonna have information that the other ones don't, which is gonna make them incredibly jealous.
That's true, yeah.
That's true. Very true.
I mean, they can't be jealous if he doesn't tell them ever.
But he's gotta show off his knowledge.
Look, besides the point, I'm gonna have a hell of a lot of writing to do depending on the point you choose and the people that go. Of everyone on that list, the only one that doesn't get seen is the College of Whispers guy. Because when you go to find him, he's not there. That path, that hidden little corridor is completely gone.
Well, just don't fuck it up again. It's that easy.
Yeah, true.
Heck,
So-
I mean,
Do we-
technically, he might not even.
Well,
He
yeah.
might want to choose a different entire bard class this time.
Do we want to go back to before everybody got cursed?
That
I would
would be
say-
impossible. For the
That's going too far.
well, so the youngest person to have gotten it would have been Rex at the age of 6. However, over 50 years ago, Ryder was cursed. Because since he's
sure.
elvish, he's 100-something years old.
Yeah, no, that's fair. Okay, I disregard.
Or we just gotta go through being cursed again.
You know, honestly, I don't think it matters if Quinn remembers or not.
No, but I feel like if we're only going far back so far, you might as well.
Oh, we're not going to go back to before you were kidnapped?
You were effectively raised in that prison.
I was not that young, but
No.
Rex got cursed.
Yeah, so you were 6-ish.
Ish. I was under 10. I was, but old enough to have some knowledge, but young enough to be easily carried. But yeah, it's that's not gonna happen unless we're going like for the curses on everyone but Ryder. So the question is, do we gather everyone at Lew's Bridge for this conversation, or do we have it?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
no, we gather everybody there.
Yeah.
So how many people is going to be gathered?
A lot.
Us, Zacchaeus, Jacqueline.
Is Lew's Bridge bigger than 60 feet?
Yeah. It's a port town.
19, 20, 21, 22, 27, 20, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35,
How much of a town
36,
do we want in this?
37 people.
That seems a lot, but
How much
Is-
Actually,
who
no,
are we
that's not.
bringing specifically from the Unicorn Army, or how much of them are we bringing?
Well, I just counted their leader.
Yeah, well,
I'd
so
say their
basically,
leader and the vice captain.
okay, so here's the thing. The vice
There's
captain
more.
became the leader because the leader was one of those Draco shapeshifters.
Yeah, the original leader was.
So the vice captain became the captain in this current situation. So the previous captain, you don't know when he was taken effectively. Actually, no, you do. He was taken before you were taken, Rex. Because that was the moment that he was at least taken before you were taken from the orphanage. Because realistically, he blew up the orphanage.
Well, he's super dead now, so we can't exactly bring him back.
No, but what I'm saying is like you can't go back to before
Oh, yeah.
he was killed.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
So we
we
bring
Bring
Let's-
current
two
captain.
people. Two people from the Unicorn Army.
Yeah, you're probably gonna want at least two. The current captain
Yeah,
and then the
'cause they-
newly appointed vice captain.
So that
Maybe a
two of them
trusted
can support.
battalion of theirs.
That's actually a good point too. You could bring plenty of people. You got a 60-foot radius, so you effectively have a 120-foot diameter. You can fit
So we're bringing
hundreds of
Unicorn Army's
people.
leader, their new vice captain, and a battalion of soldiers. So it's more like 39 plus 50 plus us.
Loose Bridge is gonna be having a celebration.
Woo! End of the world party!
Do all of Can we get all of Loose?
Do you want them there? Do you want
I
them a
don't
part
want
of that?
them to know this. They don't need to know this. They're gonna go crazy.
What about the orcs? The orc
Yeah,
guy that
he's-
was there, the one that left the village or the tribe.
He's the one that helped us.
Okay, so I'm trying to remember his name. Was it Darkbrow? No, that's
Right.
an
With only
OC
4
I
letters,
had.
That's all I remember.
Putting down orc friend, we all know who it is.
Yes, orc friend. We know who it is.
And I guess, do we want to bring a few of his trusted people for the same reason we're bringing the Unicorn Army, so he has allies?
Because they're gonna have to essentially have a coup, aren't they?
Yeah, probably you could get by with even taking most
Honestly,
of
all
them. Yeah, like they're not a huge force. They are huge by themselves, but they are not a massive army.
We once again we just divert our flying ship is just docked in that was carrying their soldiers.
Now this is an interesting question. What about Seraph in the Feywild?
I feel like
Honestly,
they should
only
probably
think-
know.
here's the thing. So that'd be Zakara's telling us that.
Well, many of a lot of people had seen Sarah.
Having Sarah on our side can only be a boon, so I don't see why not.
Wait, are you talking
'Cause
about
that would have
Rex
only
River
been-
Sarah or a different Sarah?
Different Sarah. This is
Sarah's
Sarah
the
that
Fey.
was in the Fey.
the spring.
Yep, the Spring
Okay.
Archfey.
What about the Lard Lord?
Oh God.
I don't.
He died of a heart attack like a week
He's
ago.
dead? He died with half a burger
think
on
he
his
wants-
chest.
All right, we hear from the DM. He is dead.
Fine.
Personally, I don't think he would have he wouldn't believe us and wouldn't want anything to do with us.
You wouldn't be able to transport him there.
He counts
Can't fit through the gate.
Can't fit, dude. If you can't fit through a gate spell, you need to go on a diet.
Damn.
7 tons.
He is one animated creature. And
Literal
creature.
dragons can go through the gate. If you can't fit, you're too
I
fat.
guess here's the one
Another one.
question. Did Randall find his sister?
I'm going to be morbid and tell you no, because she is dead.
Right. Well,
Rude, how dare you kill someone?
I'm sorry. It was gonna be a reveal that she, because what? Can you remind me again about the sister again? I'm trying to remember, but I wrote it down so long ago.
I mean, it was just basically one character. There wasn't a lot to it.
There wasn't a lot. Yeah, I can't
It was just
fully
literally just
remember.
looking for her.
Yeah, I literally can't fully remember, but it had something to do with Tian, and she was there, but she effectively found out something, and that was going to be the big hint, was that Randall was looking for his sister, found something at Tian, and then, but it was like later determined that she found out too much of something, and was sanctioned to the Northern Continent, and a lot would have happened. The other question is, do you do anything else at the Northern Continent right now? There are still 6 days before it.
Do we want to try to find this stone?
we were finding it just for the potential to have that other dragon with us, right?
Yes.
Would it
just-
be nice just to have at this point since we made it this far?
I thought you didn't. I don't think you said it to. You wanted to do. You wanted to try to use it for the siege.
Use it for
I
the
think it's-
siege?
Well, so
Well, probably another sort. Try to use it to have more spell slots.
Will it even be necessary now?
I don't think so. And plus, if we go back far enough, I know where it is, and I could take it.
to make a remembrance, Felix, for your dream sequence that you had, it was being carried by that one man in that moment, who, I'm trying to remember exactly what happened. Basically, he was explaining that it is an anchor for the land. And once that anchor is removed, it causes destruction.
You know, it might be better just to leave it be.
Alright.
Yeah.
We have one calamity to deal with already. We do not need a second.
I guess, is there anywhere we'd want to go to try to glean more information? There's no use going anywhere to prepare anything, because
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
done.
Yeah.
Would we know of any other factions in the world? If there are any.
Any that would ally with you? Probably not. They wouldn't directly
any that would
oppose
ally
you.
with the cult.
Probably not.
As long as they stay neutral, I'm fine.
Yeah,
Doesn't matter.
the cult is pretty much the only driving force that's being the threat, but the other factions are staying uninvolved for the sole purpose that most of them are doing their own illegal actions and don't want to get involved because then it would disturb their way of life.
That's fine. As long as they stay out of the way, I don't have a problem.
I see in very tiny letters Feywild entrance above Dragon Spear.
I'm there forever.
I genuinely did not see it until now. Hey, I think I see it now.
Okay, good. I'm glad.
Yeah, Bina on the list.
Fucking Bina.
I mean, we grabbed Quinn. She'd be.
Yeah, Bina's with Quinn.
And can I add Rex Rivers Sarah to list?
Yeah.
Because did we have more people to help?
Yeah, no, 100%.
Your
Sarah,
She's willing.
she'd be willing.
No, okay.
Yeah, she'd be
I
willing.
guess
As
her brother comes with, just for the fact that he's coming with, not that he's remembering.
yeah, because the biggest thing is that he definitely. So Sarah would initially. I'm gonna say this for the only bit of roleplay this is gonna effectively be. Sarah's initially hesitant because she doesn't want to go through what happened again, depending on how far back it goes. But she gets, what's the word? She gets pleaded by her brother, saying that they should go because it might be for the better. Basically, he then goes into detail that he also has a word of power and is cursed. And this may buy time at the very least. So, they will go. Is there... I'm trying to think of other people, even.
So
So
I'm gonna just. Anything we've learned is going to be retained, correct?
Yep, 100%. The only
So, like,
thing
if
that's...
we've learned.
Yeah.
A language or proficiencies, we keep those, correct?
That's where it's... Proficiencies will revert. What retains is your memory. So that's a loose term to stating that your character is just going back to that level, that proficiency, that status that they were in that moment, in that point of time. But you retain all the memories up until this point. So technically speaking, you would retain like languages and stuff like that, but for game statistic wise, your character will revert back.
Is it fair to say that by the time we get back to this point in the new future, we'll be the same level anyway?
Correct.
Okay.
Depending on what, because that's where most of this conversation is going to come down to, is do you change anything? What do you change? And how will that impact it? By this point, you will still be the same level. It's just who's still there, what events happened, and so on and so forth. You could change you could change none of your characters, but you have the option to. You, even though it would be defeat the purpose, you could choose to have every event happen the same exact way, and then be here without the ability. But changing the events will not change your level. If you choose to have the same proficiencies, you still have those same proficiencies at this point. But you're not going to gain something from now to then.
Yeah.
Ability scores, languages, weapon proficiencies, All of that is going to go back.
So like I couldn't learn extra languages.
No, you will not learn extra languages.
Well, not now anyway. But when we go back, you could, if you really wanted to.
Well, you would learn different languages. But, like, so during the adventure, if you suddenly learned how to speak Goblin, and you go back to a point before you learned Goblin, you don't know Goblin still by that point. If you know Goblin now, you're not going to know Goblin then if you didn't know it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. But, like, say we go back now, and I don't speak Infernal, let's say,
Mm-hmm.
and I learn Infernal then. That's fine.
If you, like, relearn Infernal, yes. You can still relearn Infernal.
Well, I don't know it now, so I think I might pick it up.
Yeah, it depends on, like, what you guys do, right? Because things will change depending on your actions. You can choose to do, because it's gonna be weird. And I knew this was gonna happen. It was going to be weird. It's 100% gonna be based off of what point of time you're going back to.
I think
Go
this
far
is the
back.
conversation we have to have now with our NPC allies.
Yeah. So if you're not going to do anything with the rest of the northern continent, we can say that for the rest of the rest of this week, you can gather everybody at Lew's Bridge. You have enough influence, allies, demeanor, importance. People will agree and will follow you.
We gather them all up. I guess the question is, here. Do we have enough time gathering all these people to try to study the home crystal a bit?
Not particularly. Alexander's the only one that's been able to actually manifest and utilize it, and that's due to him being an ancestor or being a descendant of somebody who built the city. He still doesn't actually know of how its construction was. He just knows how to actually use it. Studying it isn't going to, especially in these 6 days, is not going to be enough to substantiate knowledge on it.
We also have a lot of running to do for 6 days.
True.
Ultimately, you have 3 teleports to get yourselves to places, including other people that can move others. So
We literally have to go everywhere. So
Yeah, it's. I mean, Alexander gets everyone from El Terrell.
correct.
I assume he knows teleport, so he can probably grab people from Neverwinter too.
It depends on how
I
many.
don't think there's anyone in Neverwinter.
That's the other question. Is
I
like
suppose they're all they're already here.
who like because do you bring anybody from Waterdeep, for example?
Do we even have contacts in Waterdeep?
Not particularly. You kind of have some of them.
We revealed the cult base to them. That was all our interaction ever was with them.
Yeah, you guys got arrested after the building became decrepit.
Karn's canned corn.
Yeah.
And then we
Suckers!
revealed to them what happened.
Is that all you got?
Is that all you got?
Well, we have the Sparks leader, so
He's the big.
the Sparks were the ones that were involved in the bombings of Waterdeep, right?
Correct.
That was their MO there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that won't happen.
Yeah, correct.
It's not happen. Waterdeep will be fine.
The Sparks won't even really be the Sparks. Because they were recruited by the cult.
They'd be the Sparks. They just, instead of working for the cult, then this time
They're actively working against them. Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
well, their leader
You
would still be
know-
appointed, right? And he would still construct the Sparks, but then he would
Yeah.
just not work with the cult.
We're-
When you
we're
start
go back
evolving
and
time,
find out.
when you
were the
start
ones that
evolving-
made the call.
when you start involving time traveling in
final boss.
anything, it makes everything complicated.
100%. 100%. I knew it
All
was
the
going to come
time.
in. I knew it, and that's fine.
I guess so. When do we want to go to?
What
Yeah.
is the
When is the
point
best time?
furthest back in anybody's storyline that needs to be altered? How far back is that? As a baseline.
Needed or we could?
Well, we'll start with needed.
I guess I would say we stop you two from murdering.
Yes.
Well, I mean, that's
Which
not
was-
going to happen anyway. But, like, we could go back further than that. We could make it so Zacchaeus was never a warlock.
How far back in time is that?
That is.
A year before campaign start?
That would have been, well, because you would have been a part of the cult at the Greenest Camp.
So, he was
So
a part of Frulam's stuff, wasn't he?
correct, and they were only there before at that point for roughly like a year or so. So they weren't there for long. You were effectively brought there to because where you got killed by Resmir was not at the cultist camp. You were brought to the cultist camp to be a plant. To be because you had the boon of
Yeah.
of direction. So that would have probably been like actually probably like a year before campaign start.
Okay. So from this point, like, we'll just say like 2 years. Make it easy.
So a year from that point, I will go into detail on what effectively was transpiring at that point. The Unicorn Army would have just started recruiting people to send to Faerun. They would have Randall would have still been a part already.
His sister would have been alive.
The sister would have been alive. Rex would have been a part of it still. Jacqueline, or Jinx at the time, and Ryder would not have joined yet. They would still be doing their own thing. Gopher would still be cursed and be at El Terrell by this point.
Oh yeah, the pirates.
Yep, because that happened. That happened.
That many years?
Well, how old is Gopher again?
Gopher's 21.
21?
We're all
Yeah.
21 at this point.
Oh my
Yeah.
god.
You're the oldest.
Apparently.
Technically, Ryder is
Well,
the
technically,
oldest.
yeah, you're the oldest,
Yeah,
but you
go
act
first,
like a child.
21.
So
so Gopher was taken from Lew's Bridge when he was, what was it? 12?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah,
It was 11 because it was 10 years.
Okay.
He got cursed
Yeah.
and then went to El Terrell, where he then did work with Onthar and Vaughn for a while. Yeah, so Gopher was probably cursed at the age of 16.
Yes.
So yeah, it was 5 years before he was at El Terrell.
what other
Or
notable
not,
events
vice versa.
happened 5 years ago?
5 years ago. Fuck, where the hell's my notebook from
So,
5
okay,
years
I
ago?
guess- Okay, so wait. So he was cursed at the age of 16 on that island by the Night Hag.
Correct.
Correct?
Correct.
Oh yeah, okay, so that's... only thing I can think of, I guess. Unless you're gonna tell us more things we never experienced. What's going on? Vaughn would be the only one I can think of having things at this point.
For Vaughn, his wife would still be dead.
He
He's-
would still be.
He would still be cursed. Well, not cursed, but he still would be. Yeah. No, he would have been changed. The difference between Vaughn and
I
yourself,
guess
Felix.
I thought he only recently escaped.
Oh no. So the difference was between your situation and Vaughn, as a bit of history, was that his changes occurred at his homestead. They basically underwent effects on him there instead of
Yeah,
putting the
because-
effects on his daughter, which is what they requested.
Yeah, they imprisoned him and experimented him in his home.
Correct. That wasn't recent because his daughter was alive.
Well, I mean, 5 years. Quinn's now 7. It's... I guess I thought she was at least 10 when they escaped.
No.
No.
Not yet. She would have been very young, but not 10 when they escaped. I'm trying to think.
But she was old enough, but she old enough to create memories,
Yeah,
retain them.
yeah.
So
I guess that's an important question. It's like you go back to when you're 3. Ugh! All this memory goes to when you're 3.
well, suddenly we're
Brains are exploding.
yeah we're in an isekai anime now.
Oh, Christ. Yeah, because Quinn is older than 10. She's 12 right
12.
now.
We're going back 5 years at 7.
Yep. She would have been 5 when they escaped.
Okay.
He's been a part of the Order of the Gauntlet for 5 years, but they roamed for 2 to begin with.
So okay. So he joins around this time.
Yes. He would have joined about around this time. So he'd be at El Terrell.
So I guess, is there anything other important wise that far back enough for Zakaris?
Zakaris would be covered.
To not be
Yeah, nothing really would have occurred before him dying.
No.
Ryder would still be going out having sex with people, trying to spread his
Yeah.
curse.
Yeah, he would. And then one day he'd wake up and be like, "Oh my god!"
Oh
my God!
It would impact so little. Jacqueline wouldn't change much if I remember, because she was really young when she was cursed as well.
Yeah.
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 Felix, I don't think
probably
would
the same
change.
time around Rex.
Yeah.
Description.
Yeah, Jacqueline and Rex would have been. I think Jacqueline was a little older than Rex by that point, but
But like physical time is around the same.
yeah. I don't think anything would change with Felix, because you were rescued
No.
from the facility and started work with the Church of
would've been-
Bahamut.
Yeah, it's
You'd already be several years with the Church of Bahamut by this point.
yeah. It would be probably the big things that would be different would be we would, because we have our memories, we'd probably gather up and get what magical items we had gone from Tian, and then
I'm not talking about what you'd change. We're just looking at the status of what point you would be in when you go back. Because once we figure out that time, and it does go back, I'll go on a little bit of a monologue to kind of go over what's happened with the siege, and then we'll end the session. And anything that we change is going to have to be a large discussion, probably in Discord. Probably through text, so that way we can figure out what people would change or do over the course of the entire campaign before this moment. So, that's where
I guess
that would have been what, 2 years?
What does 4 years get us?
Because that was what, 5 years was before Goford was cursed, is what we're talking about.
Yeah.
Okay. 4 years, not much else would be changed.
I guess it's 3 years. Do we hit when Zacharias is ritualed?
Yes.
So, I mean, I think that's the early. That's where we start our discussion from.
Not from before Gopher being cursed?
Well, Gopher's curse isn't a cult curse. It's the
It's
knife
still a
hag.
hindrance. And we have the hag here, so.
Yeah. I mean,
True.
they would retain knowledge of it. They'd have enough time before it started becoming a hindrance for us to work on healing him.
I suppose, yeah. It wasn't really bad until the end.
Yeah.
However, if we run it back to before, we would have more room to get ready.
Although that fight is very hard, so would you have been strong enough to do it? Sort of deal.
Well, we could have had more people there, surely.
That's true as well. You'd be able to have more reinforcements.
But yeah, like it's neither here nor there, because in the end, it still turns out the same way anyway. So.
Also,
Yeah.
when we go back those couple years and we retain our knowledge, doesn't that mean we can break our curse much earlier?
We have to get to
Well,
the things that.
technically, at that point, you guys aren't cursed. Like,
But we're
they're
going to get
boons for
cursed.
you.
Well,
That's the
yeah,
boons.
they are boons,
But
and then once you divulge that information, that's when it becomes the curse and you start to wither. So the way that I'm ruling it with the going back in time and the whole curse situation is it's basically time doesn't change for that situation. So oh no, I'm totally forgetting my own fucking plot of this. I'm sorry. Let me redact a little bit. You retain your memory. The curse is a curse because you lost that segment of your memory. Once it was restored, the boon is gone or whatever, and you're full again. By going back in time and retaining that memory, you
don't lose it.
You don't lose it anymore.
Because we lost the memory of it. Oh my Jesus Christ.
We fixed those two, right? Rex and Ryder?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yes.
yeah,
So
Do
Perfect.
basically,
will I still be numb?
no.
Yes.
Zacchaeus
we never-
picked up his after a second death, so that never would have happened either.
I guess
So if you go
Once
too far
we
back, then it
spent time
repeats.
Trying to fix Jacqueline.
You'd have to go back. Okay, now here's the other thing, though. If you go back too far, then the event repeats, and then they would still be cursed and still undergo the same effects. Ryder is effectively good. Ryder's effectively good because it won't matter to him.
That's almost 20 years ago, though.
Yeah,
She was like 27, 28, wasn't she? And
I
she
think
was
so.
Like a small kid when her parents were.
She was 9.
Like I said, we'd be roughly going into early childhood.
That would be way too far for Rex.
Yeah, then I'll still get my boon then.
Yeah, then you'll get your boon and curse and whatever. If you go back 3 years to just after Zakaris,
What I'm getting at is, do we want to try, like, finding, because it's getting the memories back. Actually, wait, didn't she get her memories back
Jacqueline?
when she found the arm?
No, she had the flashback of it and the remembrance of where it's at. She never got the bubbling black flask yet.
You know, that's
She
something
had
that
the
can be dealt with
ferment-
later.
Okay.
Realistically, she is a good ally to have on our side, but her being fixed is not as important as having Rex fixed.
Yeah, I mean,
The other thing is too.
in these 6 days we have time, do we try to, would we want to try to find the flask?
Yeah, I'm gonna tell you, you do not have 6 days to find it because you're gonna be gathering a lot of people, sending people over here. I'm gonna tell you, you're not gonna find it. So that way, kind of blanket statement, you're not gonna find it. I know where it's at. There's no shot you'll find it. The other thing is too.
You to tell me.
No, because I don't know where this is gonna go. So, the other thing is too.
because we do need the 6 days to gather people, inform them.
Yeah.
And
The
Then I assume we're going to spend like a day in character, in game, going through this, right? Because
Pretty
we have
much,
this all planned out before we step back.
100%. The big thing is too with this, I'm gonna say this as a point that it would effectively nullify going back so far for Jacqueline anyway. Jacqueline would have been too young to influence her own situation, right? You wouldn't, because her parents are both gone. They're not a part of
I
this.
mean, that was never mind what I wanted with that suggestion.
Yeah.
We would just,
It would bring her back, and then the same events would happen because she's so young that she wouldn't be able to change anything. Similarly to a situation with Rex, if you went so far back to try to save Rex, Rex is still an orphan at 6.
no, yeah. There's a sweet spot in there where we can get both, but it's not worth the time.
Not what the flask was what I was saying.
Ah, gotcha. Yeah, there's no shot you're going to get the flask, so that's out of the question. So right now,
So 3 years slightly would get us to before.
3.5.
if you do... Okay, so...
I guess how specific do we want to get with this?
So if you're trying to
You want
get
just
it...
2 years?
You can get it as specific as you want, but from what it sounds like is if you're trying to get it to before Zakaris becomes a warlock, there is a very fine line because Zakaris became a warlock the same time he was cursed.
Yeah.
So
God.
there's a choice there. You can either go to before he was cursed, so that way he doesn't become a warlock, but he becomes cursed, or you go to after, to where he is a warlock, but is not cursed.
Yeah, but then he's in the same boat he is now, and he would never agree to that.
So then it's
So-
no warlock,
He would-
but
the
cursed.
warlock part is, I would say, the worst part of it.
Okay.
He gets to go through the joy of killing his mother again.
Yeah.
Poor Zakaris.
Yep. 100%. Yeah, that was the fine line there of like, oh man, he gets
So that was his initiation, and then
Yeah.
he was killed, and then he made his pact.
Yup. There was a level of
Ugh.
just boiling hatred that
Ugh.
from what happened that he was made a pact, and then that's when I believe Zakaris made the decision that he was going to go against the cult after some time anyways.
Yep. But now he goes
So-
in with not anger but sadness, and he would never take Maximilian's deal.
Yep.
I guess because if we're doing it by years and go 4 years, that's before he has to kill her, correct?
100%.
Yeah, he would be, and then he'd be cursed and lose his memory anyway.
He'd lose that one segment of their memory, which you then eventually get back if you follow similar steps to getting them back again. Right? Because Zakaris got his memory back, or no? No.
No,
He's
Right.
in hell.
Right.
he was freed from his curse because Tiamat moved it to Ryder. No, to Jacqueline.
Right. Well, no,
Okay,
she
then how
moved.
about this?
She moved Zakaris's ability to sense the portals to the Feywild to Jacqueline, not
How
his
about
curse.
this then?
Yeah.
In a roundabout way to sort of accomplish the same thing. We have Frulam on our side.
Mhm.
Zakaris can tell Frulam something, I don't know, something that only he would know from his past or something, right? So that when she approaches him, he's like, well, how the fuck do you know that? Listens to her. She explains all this. And then he just never goes to the cult.
It's a very viable option. In order to do that, Zakaris can't be part of this teleport, though.
Yeah,
Could-
it wouldn't matter.
I mean, if he's part of that teleport, he would just have the memories himself.
Yeah, and then just not go.
Make the difference.
When did he join the cult? During that initiation?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, like, if he goes back to before he gets cursed, he still has his memory, right? And then if he gets cursed, Yeah.
He
his
only
was
loses
completely-
that segment of the memory. He doesn't lose, like, this.
Yeah, no, but the reason he got cursed was because he wanted to get cursed. Like,
Yeah.
he went willingly there.
Yeah.
So he just wouldn't go.
Correct.
So he's a part of this. And he
Okay.
just doesn't go to the cult.
So 4 years ago, so before the Unicorn Army starts recruiting for Faerun, and before Zakaris goes to the cult. That means Gopher will be at El Terrell, working with Vaughn, Onthar, and Leosin.
Yeah.
People that are still dead are still dead.
Yeah.
So the Pope's wife,
I honestly don't think there was any way to go far.
no, that would have been like 20 years.
Yeah.
It would have been a very far distance.
Will we keep Marilyn alive, right?
That's an option. that's an option.
I mean,
Part of the that's way after.
That moment is what divided the party and also divided our alliance.
Oh man, so much will be changed. Yeah, 7 hours. You're missing some lengthy stuff, Evie. So okay, 4 years ago then, when the status would be for the main party, Jacqueline would be doing their own thing. Felix would be doing work with the Church of Bahamut. Ryder would be doing his own thing. Zakaris would effectively be doing his own thing.
yeah.
Ira would be at home.
God.
Still several years at home, even before the black.
Yeah. She would. Yeah. This is. Yeah.
Yeah, she'd be
We'll
what?
go into this later, but yeah, she'd
Yeah.
be at home.
Yeah.
I think most of this is going to be discussed
100% this is gonna be discussed after.
by all of us.
Oh yeah,
I-
Gopher
honestly,
will
I
be
think
working with Onthar
Ira
and them
might
at
be
El
the
Terrell.
only one who might have a private conversation.
Maybe. So,
I don't know that.
is that the point of decision? Is to go back 4 years to this world state. That's before
I-
that's before Greenest gets attacked. It's after the curse on Gopher. It's before the Unicorn Army starts recruiting for Faerun, which means that Waterdeep and Neverwinter are not under siege or not injured or destroyed in any way. Waterdeep will be back to their normal state. Neverwinter won't be under martial law. Zakara will still be under the Merchants Guild control.
Yeah.
But
That's fine.
yeah, that is the current state
Yeah.
of that world 4 years ago.
Yeah. I think that's. As do the NPCs have any insight onto that?
No. Not a shot.
I think they agree with that. They think that's an okay time.
Looking at everybody. Do you want to take a picture of that list and send it to me, Mason, so I can
Yeah,
read
I'll
it
send
over?
you the list.
Yeah, thank you. Just so that way I can look it over to see if anybody on this list would have any either grievances or points to make up that could have influenced the 4 years.
I will type it out for you because my handwriting is messy.
Sounds good to me.
I guess while he's doing that, just do the narration.
Yes,
and then
I will do that then. So, over the course of these 6 days, with the revelation that his lordship, the Pope of Tian, the leader of the Church of Bahamut, has the intention to betray you during the siege of El Turel. Whether that's
he's been
allying
the
with the cult.
entire time.
Yep, whether that's allying with the cult, going against you, going against the cult, or being a third party to this war, it does not matter. The bottom line is you will be betrayed and subsequently lose this fight. That would dictate the rest of the war. You pull all your forces from El Turel. The few groups of people that are still there, the few armies that are remaining, to fend it off. They don't know the intent, though they definitely will feel abandoned in this instance, but ultimately they will lay their lives down to defend the city that they either lived, grew up in, or fought to protect for many years.
God damn.
During the siege night, off the coast of Luz Bridge, you can see the domed city many, many miles across the ocean from you. You can see the Fosta Isle as the siege soon begins. You see necrotic dragons lift out of the Fosta Isle, 3 of which soar into the air and descend onto El Turel. From the distance, you can see a cloud of mist begin to cover El Turel in its entirety, obscuring vision from beyond it. And you feel the ground shake. The entirety of the ground, almost like an eruption, rippling out from the water itself. You can see the sea's waves part in almost this mechanical fashion as the waves themselves become so large they just begin to dip down and slam into one another. Off the coast, just beyond Dragonspear, you see this crystalline palace lift from the mountainscape of Serpent's Hill. Ground falling from its bits and pieces. This massive city or castle-like structure that rivals even the size of El Terrell begins to float towards the Fosta Isle. Several hours pass during this time, and as this all happens, El Terrell, the fog over El Terrell dissipates. It still stands, though you see nothing there. You do not see dead carcasses. Obviously, you're several miles away, thousands possibly. This massive crystalline palace that floats towards the Fosta Isle. Eventually, you see a crack in it. A shatter that goes straight down the spine of this massive palace, and it splits into falling on top of the Fosta Isle within its large maw, a holster. When it falls and collides with it, the entire isle begins to submerge from the weight of it, and the water begins to pour in. After the entire island is submerged and the water settles, minutes go by. Hours go by. And you see the sea turn to glass before a vicious hand the size of continents rips out from it. Claws stemming buildings miles wide grab hold of Faerun. An elbow sticks out, pushing downwards onto the continent. You see Draketh. So, since Luz Bridge is near the Sea of Swords, how long do you stay?
Now that we know what the plan is, Felix, it's time.
Start almost done cast.
Oh, fuck. All right. Felix.
I guess, do we catch a glimpse of what Dragon doing anything?
As far as you can tell, he's pulling himself out of the Sea of Swords. You don't know.
I feel like if we've hit this point, it's already too late.
Yeah.
I mean, yes, for leaving or saving.
For winning, any chance of winning, I think it's.
Oh,
I think
yeah.
we're past that.
Correct. I was
Oh wait a minute. Do you think Power
more
Word Kill would work?
information.
Get us out of health. Get him.
He's actually only got 75, but his AC is like 9,000, and also all of his
wow.
ability scores, he's just resistant and immune to everything. But he has less than 100 hit points, so...
Oh, nice.
Oh.
The only thing that I think will change... Not change, but the only bit that will get mentioned is Bomb Guy will not be making things for the cult in general. He would not have been... He would likely have avoided the Sparks in general. Because he was brought in solely as a... he was effectively being...
Know enough.
Oh, that's
leader,
fine though, I
the-
suppose.
The leader and a few of their higher ups are with us. That's all. He would know that much.
Yeah, so he would effectively avoid the sparks because he had a life before the sparks took him, effectively.
Yeah.
Yeah, and like we only use this bomb on the sparks, so
You're
him not
correct.
making anything is it doesn't change anything.
No. If anything, it will only better improve Neverwinter. Because he just will not be
I mean, it
taken.
would only be, in all honesty, if, do we feel like we need his siege weaponry?
No, doubtful.
Okay, that's the only thing that he would mention. And worst case scenario
would
is that
even
with this
know
knowledge, he
coming
could
in.
still help anyways. He could still just
Yeah,
go to
I
El
mean-
Terrell and help.
Let's be real. I don't think anyone who just witnessed is gonna do absolutely nothing.
Correct.
I would be shocked. They're like, well, I just know how the world's gonna end. I'm gonna do fucking nothing, and even though I can change it.
All right. So, Felix, after seeing the size of possibly the entire northern continent rise out of the Sea of Swords, a head
What?
darkened and impossibly powerful emerges from the Sea of Swords with this vicious hand. You finish the incantation. This entire time, as you do, the staff planted into the ground begins to whir with mechanical pieces and turn and twist over and over, latching on to several different pieces of itself before fully expanding into a tripod-esque device. The crystal hovering directly above this device begins to spin and whir violently faster and faster, turning the air in the given space itself, creating this almost vortex of a spinning dial. And suddenly the space around you freezes. Space around all of you freezes. You're moving yourself, you can feel yourself, but nothing is happening outside of this vortex of air. And suddenly it picks up speed so fast that begins to move and swirl backwards, swirling and swirling until each and every one of you gets pulled from different segments of this vortex, yanked into different directions, suddenly and violently, until Felix, you're the only one left standing next to this device, and you see the crystal disappear in a given space. You blink, and you find yourself wherever you were 4 years ago in the past. And that's where we're going to...
The difference being I have the staff, correct?
No, you have the knowledge. You'll get the staff again, but it will not retain this power.
Okay. That was the wording that made it weird.
Yes. Basically, the staff in existence has lost this power, but it is still the staff.
I mean, that made sense, but reading it in the description made it sound like it
Oh.
stayed with me.
My apologies. No. And with that, we're going to call that the session. So, we've got some homework to do.
That's
Yeah.
what I do in the night on my fifth.
Yeah, I'm gonna be straight. I don't. In this scenario, I don't physically change much.
No, you probably don't, right?
It's my only question would be between because the cat has knowledge and gave us equipment.
But the cat rigged the deck of many things, so we get rid of Wild Hurt.
I mean, wouldn't Wildheart be back now?
Wildheart does exist again, yes.
He's in Karn's possession.
Correct.
Ugh.
Oh
Great Gods
man.
War Round 2. Start over. Another 5 years.
Wait, so are we just are we level 1 again then?
Correct.
Yeah.
So, that's why this so like we're not playing the campaign again. Like we're not doing
Aw.
that. What this is going to be is over the course of the campaign, the events that took place with the party is all going to be effectively able to be altered to some degrees. So
No more heist.
what I'm gonna do is I'm going to portray the moments basically up until Greenest. You all are doing your own thing again, right? Like you've got your different segments, you got your different pieces that everybody's doing.
I just
For
have one question before you start, but finish.
okay, for the moment of Greenest and beyond, even if you change the moment of Greenest, basically we're going back to when you got recruited at the Unicorn Army. That is the moment where I will then portray the options to the party to what is going to be different. Are you going to attempt to resolve Greenest? Are you... Because this other thing is, too, now the Unicorn Army knows of its traitors. They know who is who. They may be able to resolve that. They may not be able to resolve that. They may have to wait. But ultimately, the current captain there is recruiting people to go to Faerun, where they will then be ambushed at Greenest by... Supposedly, right? Supposedly they'll be ambushed by the tribe. From those points, I will then portray what do you want to attempt to change. And I will then write it out to being like, this is what happens since you changed it to this. And then it'll be major events going down the line like that. So like, what happened at the cultist camp? What happened at the Druid tribe? What happened at Elturel on the pathing there? What happened at Baldur's Gate? The journey to Dragonspear, Waterdeep, Karn's Castle, Neverwinter, so on and so forth, until we get back to this point. Whether that's back at the Northern Continent, or if that is at the day of the siege, or if that is at a point that we decide in that moment where we want to be or do, that's where we'll change it. But once you get back to... what level are you guys now? 14.
14.
Once we get back to that level, that is the point, effectively, of where we are at in that moment. 6 days before the siege, it could be a week before the siege, it could be 2 weeks before it. The siege might not even fucking happen, depending on what you guys do.
God.
Oh, so many what
here's
ifs.
my one question.
And feel free to ask.
Between me knowing this and working in TM and the cat, can we just assume roughly our inventories end up the same by the end? Roughly.
Roughly, yes. The way that I'm stating it, you will not need to change your character sheet unless you intend to. Do you intend to go into different levels of spells? Do you intend to go into different classes? You have that option to you. But, like, the minute differences of, like, oh, well, I was a bard of whispers, so we did stronger in this fight, yada yada, none of that matters. Only the main events of what occurred are going to be altered. Whatever class you were, whatever person you were, whatever languages you knew, none of that's going to alter this. Big things like, did this person die, is going to play a big factor in it. My first instinct of what's going to be different is Greenest. Immediately.
Yeah.
Because the tribe's not going to work with the cult. The cultist camp that's there has Frulam leading it. Frulam and Langdedrosa. So Frulam might have to try to convince Langdedrosa of doing certain things. But the raid on Greenest might not happen because of Frulam. Granted, Rezmir's there, and he brings the blue dragon. So they may better fortify themselves, so that way less people die. Things will change. With this knowledge that's been distributed out to this many people. Things are inevitably going to change.
I think where we should start first is some of us have some potential changes to backstory?
That would probably be primarily you a little bit with, well, not really. It would be Ira for sure.
Ira is going to go through some changes that I think I'm going to declare now.
Oh boy.
She is going to become a wizard.
Oh.
In her eyes, her age of man, of people, does not need a god. So she will take whatever help the Raven Queen can give her, but she will be going full wizard.
Interesting.
If Lynn's gonna say his, I'll say mine then. So, after the transpires of this timeline of us remembering what happened, Ryder still remembers all the crimes he have committed and wants to still be a better person. So he's still gonna become a bard, so he can still tell the tales of people of what happened, especially in this timeline. But he's gonna stay as a sword. What is it
Call him
called?
just sword.
Yes.
Ah.
But he's also going to multi-class and to a paladin and be a full good guy.
Yeah.
Yes.
Look,
He's literally going to take a complete change in character.
honestly,
Not sure how it's
you're
gonna
only
work.
probably gonna want to redo your stats.
Oh, I'm going to.
Yep.
Don't worry.
100%. You have every
Here's
opportunity
my-
to
here's
do
my
that.
Personal question: how many levels of paladin are you taking?
I'll do the research myself later.
Understandable.
Would you like a suggestion?
Maybe later, but right now we're just continue finishing this up.
Yeah. From how things are, you can 100% change your character because of the situations that it underwent. We will discuss any changes to the past. For some of you, it's not going to be much. For others, it might be a bit more. Because for 2 years, until the Unicorn Army begins recruiting for Faerun, because they have their own problems to deal with, things will not change for the first 2 years. The only difference is that Zakaris is no longer a part of the cult.
Zakaris would make his way probably to the Unicorn Army. He would
Understandable.
have plenty of time, so...
Yeah. And then be a part of that instead of being a part of the cult during the
Wait.
raid.
That's if we decide to do all that again. If we do end up making the raid on the guild at that camp, would you go there and help us, Zakaris, then?
Yep.
Nice.
Yeah, I
Zakaris, I think, will also be changing class, because if we go back that far, he's just a dude.
Yeah. He's
Yeah.
not a warlock. He's literally nothing.
And he has to work. He can't even be a druid because he has to work for that too. It's like
Well, he'd have,
Ugh.
yeah.
He didn't have the influence of the Druidic Grove to do it. Because
yeah.
the way that he
Unless-
became a druid
Oh.
was by sacrificing his... So basically, long story short, before we even started recording, Mason switched switched classes by sacrificing his charisma, sacrificing his natural self to embody his will, to encompass his willpower, and meditated, balancing atop a single plank on a stick in a fucking
remember that.
druid grove,
Yeah, I
eating
remember that.
shit dozens and dozens of times until he finally was able to be stable. He then was able to meditate and send his charisma over to his wisdom. Didn't change any of his other traits, it just switched those. And yeah, like that happened because of his warlock self. So now that he's literally level 0, he can do anything.
He could be whatever he wants.
He could even be a warlock.
Damn.
I am debating right now with him between a cleric of life, because he has caused a lot of pain for a lot of people, or probably some sort of paladin, maybe a pally of vengeance.
Makes sense.
Maybe both.
Ultimately, and I feel bad about it, Gopher, not much can change with you.
Yeah.
You can change your
Yeah.
class if you would like, because this is still early enough. 100%, you
Nice.
could change how your character is, because
Nice.
Get rid of your
it's,
rogue aspect. Just go full
Yeah,
barbarian.
just 2 fucking random ass points in that shit.
I mean, it made sense at the time, you know.
It did. We made it make sense, but now it doesn't.
He doesn't have to now
You
because of the new
stopped
timeline.
using the weapons that would work with it.
Yeah,
It's doing nothing for you.
yeah. I think the whole reason why you went into Rogue in the first place was for cunning action.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean,
But besides the point.
I mean, it has helped.
one.
So, if you would like, you are more than welcome to change your character class. We'll go into details. I'll get in touch with those that are by themselves, what you would change during these 2 years, if anything. And we'll go from there. But thank you, everybody, so much for watching. It's gonna be a ride.
We're in the end game now, fellas.
We
This is it.
100. This was the turning point. So what I can also state was, because you guys are now back in time, it's a very good thing you didn't go and investigate any more of the northern continent,
Dang.
because a certain dragon was gonna be making his way there.
Oh my god.
Oh,
Jeez.
that's
The
what
moment
I'm
you
saying.
brought up the city of Respite to him,
Ah,
he
get on my
knew.
dragon.
No,
He was going himself.
he was going.
We would not have won.
You would not have won.
Especially with like what me at 2-level exhaustions.
Yeah, he would have been there by
He
the end
would've
of that
straight
day.
up fight.
So we would just been done.
He was at that point, because of the events that took place, he was effectively at ancient dragon levels of strength.
Yeah, that's what I figured they were at.
Ugh.
So
Yeah.
it's a very good
Like,
thing.
we-
You would have had to
like,
teleport out. So
levels.
yeah, no, it would not have gone
More
well.
levels. We need to be maxed to deal with him.
Maybe.
With our builds, I feel like we would need to be maxed to deal with him.
So thank you. We'll see you again on another Misrolled Adventure. Take care now.
Thank you.
Cow.
Bye.